Hello everyone. How you doing? Welcome to another Tinfoil Day. Hope you're ready for your weekend and hope your week went well. Today we have all sorts of weird conspiracy stuff to take a look at before your weekend starts. So that's fun. Let me see what I missed in chat. Ulted Undying, thanks for 40 bits, says, Hannah, did you watch the cartoon? It was so amazing. Not yet. I do plan on it. I know you sent that to me, but I didn't get a chance to check it out yet. Ulted Undying, thanks for gifting a sub to Oh Boy Felix. Batman the Horse, thanks for gifting a sub to the NB Vulpine. And Batman the Horse, thanks for gifting a sub to Carpcosian. Much appreciated. Speaking of subs, today there is a promo. Gift sub bundles of 5 or more are 35% off. So if you want to help us get to our goal for the month, there's only a couple days left. You can always take advantage of the 35% off, keep the show going, and help get some people away from those pesky Twitch ads. Wannabe66, thanks for a 65 stream streak. How you doing? Nemesaur with a 225 stream streak says it's a perfect square watch streak. No idea what that signifies. So, we are here for Tinfoil. I don't think I have any other housekeeping. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. And you guys know all the other funding things. Patreon memberships, you know the deal. You know the deal. Unstable Deadbeat, thank you so much for gifting 5 tier 1 subs and starting a hype train. If you want to help out the hype train, you can use bits or subs. So, let's jump right into it. What are we gonna start with today? Do we start with an exorcism, or do we start with Kia Pruitt? Let's check out this video from Kia and this other gentleman who we're going to be taking a look at later today. He is a NESARA grifter, but he is into all sorts of nonsense. So, Jay's a Proxy with a 435 stream streak says 565 to go. My mom told me I have a low frequency last night. It killed me a little. Oh, that's a shame. Having crazy parents is not a fun thing. I'm glad I don't have parents anymore. Dillis Filler, thank you for subscribing 6 months in advance. Thank you so much. 36 months, that's also a sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be divisible by 3. That's the name of the baby. Divisible by 3. That's a name, right?
I think that's human nature.
At least she's not a Republican. Who? Wait, which person?
Sure, you know, to protect yourself, protect your family.
Absolutely it is.
But it's been
Show the butterfly face video. At this point, I'm almost seeing how long I can go without showing it to you guys, but still having it up so it teases you. I don't even think it's going to be, like, supremely interesting. It's not going to be uninteresting, but, like, it's just kind of a video about MK Ultra stuff. Dillis Filler with a gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much. Anyway, Kia Pruitt.
beaten out of us with this whole militia of the police, you know?
Oh yeah.
What's with Timu Morpheus? Hold on. Let me get my Morpheus glasses. This is very serious, guys. We're very serious people here. Hold on, let me go into a cool person on the internet mode wearing sunglasses at night. Wow. Aren't I so badass? Don't you want to take me super seriously now? It's like a mystique. It's like window tint for your eyes, which, as we all know, are a window to the soul. You can't see my soul. They're behind cool sunglasses. Anyway.
And the soy boys, and give them soy lattes, and they started to make soy products very popular back in the late 80s. How do I know about, not late 80s, I'm sorry, early 80s? I know about that because in 1983 I went to California for the first time in my life.
Okay.
And when I get to California for the first time in my life, I was in a very...
Should you take the red pill or the blue pill? I think you should boof both of them and just hold on and see what happens.
Fancy supermarket that resembled today's Whole Foods, if you will. And I'm sitting there, and everything was made from soy. The chicken cutlets are made from soy. The meatballs are made from soy. The sausage was made from soy. All the meat products were all made from soy. I'm like, what the hell is? I had to try it, because human nature is like, hey, I'm curious. What is this shit? Then I started doing some research. All right, this is before the.
My research said by a non-researcher on the bingo card. We are playing bingo, by the way, of course. So get your bingo cards ready if you'd like. My research, that is somewhere. I'm stalling by talking, but it's making it harder to look at the card. My research, that's number 51. We did it.
The internet and realized that this soy estrogen not good for you.
I don't know if anyone needs to hear this, but the whole weird dude bro manosphere fear-mongering about soy and like phytoestrogens, which are plant estrogens. Plant estrogen is not compatible with human biology or like animal biology. It's plant estrogen, basically. That doesn't mean it's estrogen in the human sense, and that it does the same thing in humans that human estrogen does. It's not bioavailable to a human being. That's not how this works. If this was how it worked, trans women would just buy a bunch of soy. But you don't do that, because it doesn't do anything.
For you. And I had friends back then that were into naturopathic stuff, and they're like, no, you don't want to touch soy. So, but they did this deliberately to feminize our men.
Force feminization on the bingo card. That's a rare one. It's been so long since we got force feminization on the bingo card. We did it! Yay! Minute left on the hype train.
In case the New World Order would win, that these men who are now soy boys would just roll over and do whatever they're told.
People of a different temper than me are all pussies.
Now there's nobody.
And I'm the only real man.
To protect the women, the children.
Do you think that big fancy chair makes him feel like a man? Look at that big fancy chair. It's so poofy. Nemesaur, thank you so much for gifting 20 tier 1 subs. You are so generous to this channel and its viewers, and of course myself. Thank you. Quasispec with 16 months, thank you very much. 16% to level 8 on the hype train. What a nuts hype train, thank you.
Children, the community, nothing.
You want your men to be masculine. You want your women to be feminine.
Why?
What if it, like, wasn't up to you how people choose to, like, represent themselves and be? Like, what if that just wasn't yours or anyone's call? Wouldn't that be super cool if people could just, like, be whoever they are? That'd be sweet. Sweet Lily Love says some bits to buy more soy milk. I actually do oat milk. I like oat milk a lot better than soy milk. I'm aware it uses a lot of water. I'm sorry, soy milk does not taste good.
Why?
Because the men's role is to protect his castle at all costs.
From who? From who? From who?
I would love to flash what I have here, a 9mm, and it's always sitting next to me, you know?
Okay.
Oh, he's so badass. He's got a loaded gun next to him. Wow, he's so fucking cool. No one in America has guns, man. He's so fucking avant-garde. This is what I don't get. I don't really care if you own guns. Like, that's fine. Get guns if you can, whatever. Do you? I don't care. What I do care about is if you have some sort of fucking crazy mental thing where you feel the need to treat your gun like it's a stand-in for your dick and you need to brandish it all the time and act like you're badass. Like, if you want a gun for self-protection or whatever, great. If you make it your personality, you have a fucking problem. It's so embarrassing and indicative of, like, you shouldn't have it if you're treating it more than something that you're using for defense or hunting or whatever.
No one's gonna David Wilcox Mel Carmine. I can assure you of that.
I know that's right.
His name is Mel Carmine.
All right?
I know that's right. So our men were created to protect, right? Created.
No, that's actually not how things work at all. You can't do that. You can't find like a reason. Evolution doesn't work that way. It's not like trying to get somewhere.
For war.
Absolutely.
Orion Cooper with a $2 super chat says the guy is a laugh track play when he drops his pants.
We are created to hunt. And why do you think back in the 60s and 70s people were so fit? Okay? Because
less added sugar in their foods, fewer carbs, smaller portions would be my guess. More activity as well.
Because they didn't poison our food. Why do you think when
you don't get fat because they're poisoning your food, you get fat because you're eating too many calories and doing too little activity? There's what even is that as like a thought? They're poisoning our food, so people are fat. It's not poison. People are eating too much. What are you talking about? And I agree, food is put together in a way that makes it more addictive than nutritional many times. Low cost, like mass product foods. I understand that. But it's not like they're trying to poison you intentionally as much as they see it as the price of doing business because sugars are addictive and make you want to buy their product more often. Doesn't understand their problem is capitalism on the bingo card, I guess? Phoenix Leftist, thanks for gifting a sub. Let me talk long enough and I'll come up with a justification for doesn't understand their problem is capitalism every time. It's almost like, I'm a leftist. Weird. 30 seconds on the hype train.
When we were hunter-gatherers, we were fit because we would go days sometimes without eating, which now we call fasting.
Not unless things were going very bad for you.
Right.
Like, certainly famines happened. Oh, holy shit, what the fuck? Stone Corbell, did you mean to do that? Stone Corbell just gifted 72 fucking subs? What? Was that on purpose? That's fucking crazy! Holy shit, Stone Corbell, thank you! Holy fuck! That's the biggest amount of gift subs I've gotten all at once in, like, years! Thank you, that's incredibly generous, wow! Whatever happened to you to have good fortune? Thank you for sharing it with me and the rest of chat, wow! Jesus Christ, almost got to level 12 on the hype train, Jesus, thank you, Stone Corbell! Everyone thanks Stone Corbell! So I think everyone in Twitch chat who didn't have a sub now has a sub. Holy fuck. That's crazy.
Right.
Okay. When you catch some food, you eat some food. You don't catch food for 2 days, you don't eat for 2 days.
That wouldn't be typical. Like, people would go out and hunt food, and then they'd, like, use the food for a certain amount of time, and then they'd hunt again. I think you're kind of assuming based on media or something, more so than actual, like, archaeological fact about human tribes.
Right?
Yes.
So all of a sudden now you look around you and 80% of America is morbidly obese.
Morbidly.
How the hell did we get here?
I'm not trying to comment on anyone's looks. I don't care. I'm overweight myself, not commenting on it in any negative way. Pretty big on, believe it or not, even though I'm self-deprecating, body neutrality is kind of the way I go with this. Who the fuck cares? It's your body. It's your business. But it is an objective fact that I'm pretty sure the guy on the right who's talking, he's not skinny, right? Like, I think I'm bigger than him, like, relative to, like, our heights or whatever. But he's not a thin guy. Does he understand that by BMI, he is almost certainly obese? Like, does he know that? Because I don't think he's very tall, you know?
Well, the food is very addictive. They got chemicals in the food that
Oh, I heard about that, Profane Priestess. I don't even want to click the link.
you don't know what they are. You don't know how to pronounce them. You don't know how to even read those names. They're so long, right? But yet we ingest this stuff that we don't know what the hell it is we're ingesting. And here we got RFK. I'm sorry, RFK. I'm going to call you out, dude. Okay? It doesn't
Ooh,
take
hot take, calling out the idiot.
forever to clean the food supply. What it takes is one executive order, a police force that is up on food, that is experts in food.
Police aren't even experts in the law, the thing that they're hired to enforce, and now you want them to be experts on food additives? Also, doesn't understand what executive orders are, apparently. The president cannot unilaterally write an executive order that directs private businesses to do things. That's not how this works. You can make certain executive decisions about, for instance, contractors that might have contracts with the federal government that interface with the executive branch. But you can't just say all private businesses do this or that. That's not what an executive order is capable of doing. Sorry, Fennikagami, I will get those bits in just a sec. Let me find those. Fennikagami said, to be fair, the added sugar is functionally a poison. It's literally causing chronic illness like low toxicity poison would. I don't know anything about that. It's certainly not great for you to have a ton of added sugar or a bunch of carbs, though.
Okay.
We come and inspect your food plant. These are the ingredients you can use. These are the ingredients you can't use.
That's already a thing. Does he not know that there are already regulations? You just want stronger regulations. That wouldn't be an executive order. I don't understand what you think the government does or how it works.
If you're using any of the ingredients you can't use, there's no strike one, there's no strike two, there's no strike three. There is, we shut you down immediately. We put your company up in auction, and we give it to Dr. Pruitt, who's a food expert, who's going to run it the right way.
Yeah, let's give it to a random scammer on the internet. They know how to run things.
Wow.
How simple is that? Why are we...
Thank you for that incredible hype train, everyone. Just absolutely crazy. Especially to Stone Corbell, because that was just intensely generous. So thank you, everyone.
Talking about, oh, maybe by 2028, the food supply will be completely clean. Bullshit. How about now? How about we send an executive order, no more chemtrails. If there's chemtrails.
Chemtrails on the bingo card. Again, chemtrails are not a real thing. Not a real thing. Cool beans.
Donald Trump doesn't have to call the local Air
And we absolutely crushed the monthly sub goal. Wowzers. Thanks, everyone.
Force base to have you guys go up there and escort these.
He wants food production to be nationalized. NESARA people are a little weird politically, because often these days they will be right-wing or Trump supporters or Trump adjacent in terms of social policies, but they basically want... How do I put this? It's like they want what Republicans think socialism is, where they think people just sit around and do nothing and just get paid, and yet the economy still functions somehow. The NESARA people don't understand how things work, so they kind of just imagine an imaginary scenario where everyone gets free money forever and no one has to work, but somehow things still get done, and every amenity is still available to you, and also somehow hyperinflation doesn't occur even though everyone has basically infinite money. Yeah, they want the straw man version of socialism, basically.
Bozos down with Sidewinder missiles and smack them as they're coming out of the cockpit, make them bleed a little bit, okay? And make that story spread a little bit. And I guarantee you, in a little bit, like 2 weeks, there's no more chemtrails. None.
So to be clear, he believes that chemtrails are real, and that in order to stop them, you need to publicly assault and batter airplane pilots to make other pilots afraid? That's incredibly dystopian. What the fuck are you talking about?
Somebody says you can't do that, move that quickly because of supply chain that has to be done slowly.
What supply chain?
Don't you bring facts into this? How dare you talk about practical realities in this house of delusion?
Supply chain of poisonous materials, because someone's going to lose their job to create poisonous materials, and they can't feed their family at the cost of poisoning us. That makes no sense. Oh, so
she just adds nothing. It's so funny that we regularly watch her, but it's only because of her guests. She brings nothing interesting to the table as a host. It's kind of fascinating.
The drugs put you in a zombie-like state, so we won't.
Video's quieter than me. Thanks, I'll turn it up.
Outlaw the drugs that put you in a zombie-like state, because the guys that are manufacturing the drugs need to feed their family. Come on, guys, let's get a grip on reality.
Oh, he's really into crypto too, in specific XRP. He has a shirt on, but he also has some videos on his channel promoting XRP bullshit in relation to NESARA and stuff. It's grifty. It's grifty. I'm not sure if he's entirely a grifter or if he thinks some of this is real, but he certainly makes some money off of this. He got into this after COVID, by the way, or during COVID. He started this podcast that he does in around 2020, and he's been kind of a regular conspiracy guy since then. We haven't covered him a lot, but I've seen him around.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up. It just seems like some things should just be done right away. Because when they were ready to shut the world down, they did it right away. To your point, the whole world, man. We woke up one day and everything was shut down.
Yeah.
These people are so stupid and don't remember COVID the same as I do. I'm gonna be honest. I think my memory's clearer.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I was making a 6-figure income, living in Costa Rica, living the dream, traveling around, Italy, Philippines, all over Central America, etc., with my wife. And all of a sudden, boom, the New World Order comes in with this Corona stuff, right? And I went from doing whatever I was doing, kicking ass, to zero because someone else was in control. That's how I became a podcaster, is because of COVID-19. If COVID-19 never happened, Mel Carmine would not be a podcaster.
Another reason that COVID really fucked us over.
I remember when you first started.
Yeah. Years ago. Okay, 6 years ago. And it's been one hell of a ride, let me tell you. So now here we are. I got to come out with the movie Dear Mr. President, dearmrpresident.net. All you guys should write that down right now. Okay.
I found that documentary, by the way. It is available on YouTube. I looked at it to see if I wanted to cover that today, to see if I wanted to do a tinfoil spotlight on his documentary, air quotes. It was bad. And not even in the normal conspiracy documentary way. Like, often conspiracy documentaries are bad in the sense that the information they're giving is ridiculous misinformation. Even sometimes the production value is pretty low, but his is boring. It's not only put together poorly, the structure doesn't make a lot of sense, and it just feels like a YouTube video, a pretty poor YouTube video. He's charging people $6 to watch it. It just feels like a money grab from his followers because it sucks.
You should call everybody and say, spend the $5.89 and watch the movie. Mel needs the money to create the next movie, the Q movie, okay, which is going to be 17 hours long. Maybe.
Hey guys, do you want to watch a 17-hour-long Q movie? I'll say this, if he actually, this is a bad thing for me to say, I'm gonna regret this. By the power invested in me as Hannah, the host of this stream, if this man actually produces a 17-hour documentary on QAnon, we will watch it. Not all in one sitting, but if this man produces 17 hours of QAnon, I will fucking watch it! That gavel hit was binding, legally, and in the arcane sense as well. Hydrate.
There'll be 17-part series 1 hour.
That's an interesting bot. A random bot that goes into channels and tells people, like, I'm not against it, I guess. Just seems weird. Just seems weird. I have my own bot, but I'm not going to be mad about it. Whatever.
Hour and 7.
If it starts spamming other things, it'll be an issue, but if it sticks to that, okay.
17 minutes each to be able to tell the whole story, and I got to bring in top-notch consultants so that we could tell the story.
Hannah regrets what she just said on the bingo card for me committing to watching a 17-hour QAnon documentary. If that happens, please don't make it. Oh my god, why do I say things? And then it's on the internet. Can't even take it back.
Story accurately, in the proper sequence, with the proper tone. It takes a lot of money to do that. And we're building a new tube, a new tube channel where all the podcasters will migrate over. Why? Because Mel is going to spread the money like a drunken sailor. That's why.
Oh, yeah, just give me money. Give me money, and then I'll make more money, and then I'll spread it to everyone. That's always how it works, right?
And we're going to fight. We're going to fight the New World Order with some serious money. And listen, when I travel, I hate when people say, "Oh, you're a patriot," and they go like this.
Yeah, I hate that too.
I hate that, and I'm going to tell you why I hate that. You want this ragtag army of journalists to be well funded. When I
You're not a journalist.
plan a trip to go to Los Angeles or Las Vegas, wherever on business mostly. I don't gamble, by the way. You want us to be well funded. You know why? Because I pay the same rate as Anderson.
Just a Pete with $1 tip. I missed this earlier. Sorry. Said, I'm a little behind. In the early 80s, soy milk had just been refined, so it did not stink so much that it would scare away my parents. Learned that while camping with me in the late 70s. I assume, did you mean it did stink?
Pooper from CNN. I pay the same rate as Jesse Waters from Fox. They don't say, "Oh, you're Mel Carmine. You don't make as much money as Jesse Waters. Let me give you a discount." They don't do that. Okay.
Does he think wrestling is real? It's real to me, damn it!
So let's play the trailer. The reason why the movie DearMRPresident.net is going to exist, the reason why you're going to spread it out there is because we're trying to piss off 350 million Americans. That's why.
Which one is this? Is this something is premiering?
Use the top one first, and then the second one. Go from the top to the bottom. Use the first one first, and then we'll do the second one.
I'll tell you, Mel, we really enjoyed your story about your life. It just helped us to get to know you, made this show more personable. Thank you for.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the very first time I've done this. You got the bragging rights. No one has ever gotten my story.
I love it.
It was barely a story.
If I had to tell the whole story, it would be, we'd be here for 17 hours.
It'd be even bigger than his chair.
Okay.
Also 17 because he just said 17.
Well, let me go to this movie. Hold on.
Yes.
I'm interested with you being Italian. What made you decide to marry your beautiful Filipino wife? Because
you cannot ask people questions like that. What the fuck? What in the fucking hell?
Hold on.
Yeah, for 17.
I'm interested with you being Italian. What made you decide to marry your beautiful Filipino wife? Because
that's a sentence that no one should say ever. What a weird ass thing to say. Imagine talking to someone and being like, by the way, random thing, you're a certain race. Why wife? Not same race. Like, what is that question?
I tell you what, I met her and I fell in love with her.
Shilling scamming for all of this. Yeah, we'll call that. That's good. We'll call that. Shilling scamming.
Everybody does.
He's promoting his stuff like his movie. I'd count that.
She's soft, she's loving, but don't get me wrong now.
Well, before you hit the play button, she's a businesswoman. I trained her to be that. Let me tell you, she was not a businesswoman.
Disgusting. Let's go not how women work on the bingo card for the misogyny he's doing and is about to do a lot more of. Not how women work on the bingo card.
Okay. She was not a businesswoman. She's a good girl. She's smart. She's a graduate at the top of her class, all of that. But she's married to one of the, I consider myself to be a good entrepreneur, a top-notch entrepreneur.
Excellent.
And I am.
Yes.
I just that, early on when I was
Can I point out something stupid, by the way? The glasses he's wearing, I also somewhere, I don't know where, have those exact same glasses except with red lenses because they were like steampunk glasses I wore for a D&D cosplay of my fucking steampunk wizard character. And he's just wearing them like normal glasses. I don't know. This is equivalent to me if he started stream with a top hat with like gears glued to it. That's basically what I'm getting from him.
Single, I did have my father's problem of chasing women, but I would
don't call grown women good girl unless it's consensual role play. Yeah, if anyone except my wife said that to me, it would not be okay. It wouldn't be good.
Single, I didn't cheat. Now I'm with my wife. I don't need another girl. I just need my wife, right? So I don't take after my father in that respect. But now you said something that is the reason why I went after the Asian brand is because of my mom. My mom basically said to me one day, she see me going from one relationship to another relationship to, and I've dated every nationality across the board. I'm not racist. Okay. I dated the entire United Nations. All right?
Oh,
I love the ladies.
Yeah. So, but the reality was my mom kept me seeing going through all these things. She said, listen, American women, because can you find the good American women? Obviously, we know that there's some really good American women, especially in the Midwest.
Oh my God, is he a passport, bro?
Still today, that's true. But the chances, because there's so many people that have been brainwashed with television and the internet of being masculine women, I'm not attracted to masculine women. If I was attracted to masculine women,
that's great. Do you genuinely think all the women in the United States are masculine? Because that's an insane thing to say.
Means I would have like...
There are so many women who are high femme. What an insane thing to say.
Like homosexual tendencies. And I don't.
I'm sorry, what?
Internet of being masculine women. I'm not attracted to masculine women.
Fellas, is being attracted to women gay?
If I was attracted to masculine women, that means I would have like homosexual tendencies. And I don't.
No, it wouldn't. Because you'd be attracted to a woman, which is heterosexual, since you are a man.
Don't. Right? Right? So I don't like a woman.
She's such a dumb asshole. Every stupid thing her guests say, she's like, wow, how insightful. Wow, just like basic ass sexism and homophobia. Wow, how insightful. I've never heard that before. Baha, thanks for 160 stream streak, says, love you too.
Who's overpowering, and I've dated a few. And how well did that go? Right?
That actually reminds me, I saw a video. I've been watching some more body cam stuff to get stuff for, another body cam stream. I actually found some good stuff today. I'm planning on doing a video that's body camera footage, and it's all racists getting arrested. Like idiots doing or saying racist shit and then getting arrested. Found some good videos for it. Anyway, I saw a video of a guy that went to Thailand, engaged in the services of a sex worker in Thailand, engaged in anal sex with a sex worker in Thailand. And then after he already did the act, he was like, I want my money back. I didn't know that this sex worker was trans. First of all, you're in Thailand having anal sex with a sex worker. Secondly, I say this as a trans woman, you didn't notice anything below the belt. I just think he wanted to get sex work for free. What a prick. Anyway, yeah, she was an adult.
Right? So the reality is that she said, look, because you have
I did, Jason Proxy.
Very strong personality, and I do. She said, the only brand that will work for you, she goes, forget Italians, forget Latins, forget American. Forget all the. She goes, go to either China or Thailand or the Philippines or Japan. And so I started
Thailand. That's funny because I just met. Whatever. Skip is with 61 months says 61 months. That guy is the natural evolution of people getting returns for food they ate.
soliciting women on the other side of the world. And one day I met this beautiful girl by the name of Amber, and I said, would you like to be my friend? And she said, yes. I said to her, I said, could you imagine how different your world would be right now if you said no? So, but anyway, and it worked out. You know, we started to build a relationship. We talked on Skype for about 6 months, and I didn't like her. Like her.
Oh, the way he describes this, I already listened to this video. The way that he describes this, I think he fucking hates his wife. Really bizarre the way he talks about this.
And she wasn't too crazy about me either. There was many days that I would wake up and I say, I think I'm going to block this girl.
What?
I swear to God.
Why?
And then she started to grow on me like mold. Fast forward 3.5 years later, and she said to me, Mel, I'm really into you. I need to be with you. You have to make a decision because otherwise I'm going to go find myself another man. Not exactly.
So you were given an ultimatum. He's framing him despising his wife and then her giving him an ultimatum as if it's a romantic story.
In those words, but that's what she meant.
What did that do to you when she said that?
Close the sale.
She closed that deal. Yes.
She closed the sale. So I said, okay. So when I proposed to her, how do you think I would propose to her? Mel Carmine. How do you think a Mel Carmine would propose to somebody?
I don't know, because you're such a manly dude. I don't know.
I said,
is he? She's so gullible. She falls for anything. This guy says he's trying to be manly, so he must be so manly. He definitely doesn't come off as an insecure loser from an episode of Tales from the Crypt. He comes off as like a Tales from the Crypt character, like played by Joey Pants. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about?
You gonna marry me or what? I don't know.
No. I said, can you make the shot?
Can you make the shot?
Can you make the shot? Can you kill? Can you kill for me?
Oh.
She said yes.
The gangster. Oh. Wow.
She said yes, I will kill for you. I said, good.
His criteria for marriage is if someone will commit a murder for him.
You could be my wife.
Really?
Yeah.
But she's a feminine woman.
She's feminine, but she's got to be able to pull the trigger. Ooh. You don't have to be masculine to pull the trigger.
I don't know. That seems weird to me. That seems counterintuitive to the old school, like, men and women roles that you're using to bolster your ego. Like, what? Oh, yeah, he's the worst. He's terrible. He's a terrible person.
That gave me chills. Mel. You don't have to be masculine to pull the trigger.
Man, life must hit so fucking hard when you're an idiot. Like, everything must be fucking mind-blowing. Like, whoa! You put words together into a sentence! Oh my god, that's so deep!
Whoa!
You feeling me?
Whoa.
That's how it happened. True story. And we went through like a drive-through. We went to my lawyer down the street in Costa Rica. We got married, and we went home and had lobster tails, just me and her. We still haven't had a traditional. She doesn't have an engagement ring. We did. We have a wedding band somewhere in our underwear drawer. We don't even wear because we're non-traditionalists. We don't. Whatever the Matrix tells us to do, we do the opposite because we hate the Matrix.
The Matrix tells us to like our spouse, but we won't listen to the Matrix. He says. The Matrix on the bingo card. The poor Wachowskis. No matter how tarnished the Matrix is, we'll always have live-action Speed Racer.
Matrix.
And Sense8. Sense8's pretty darn good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mel, you know, I grew up America. I grew up in when my mom, it was like a bunch.
Did we get QAnon referenced? Oh, we should. He said all that stuff about Q and making a documentary. So yes, QAnon referenced on the bingo card. Thanks for pointing that out. Sorry I missed it. Penikagami with 40 bits says, as the token cis straight man in chat, let me explain this. He's a loser with no riz that has had to buy whatever woman attention he's had. His wife was in a shitty situation and saw him as someone she could use to escape because he's well off, and he fell for it hook, line, and sinker. That reminds me, another video I watched recently. A guy was buying drugs, not for him to use, but because there was a woman that he wanted to sleep with, who apparently, if he got her drugs, would sleep with him. Really gross situation. But anyway, the drug dealer, whoever was pretending to be a drug dealer, I guess, took his money and left. So he called the cops on the drug dealer for stealing his money, even though he was buying drugs. And he was like, now I got no money, no drugs, and no pussy. And he was so disappointed. What an interesting guy. Zarek Shadow with 7 months says, gonna go back to watching the Mel Fletch foreclosure. I started today and oh boy, just wanted to drop by for the sub-baby prenatal care appointment. We're in the 3rd trimester. Enjoy. The Mel Fletch stuff is crazy. She's been posting more. Not videos yet, just text posts and pictures, but pretty interesting.
Just single women.
Isn't that an old video? It may be. I only saw it recently.
Around, unfortunately, but she was a strong woman. I'm grateful for what she taught me. I am.
Did the girl tell him where to get the drugs? I have no idea. I know what you're thinking. Was she in on it? I don't know.
She made me learn, study, go to school, all that. With my parents, it was traditional. They owned the business. She was feminine. She did all the cooking and raising of the children. He led the house. And so I got both worlds in me. But what I learned from men is that men, they desire a soft feminine woman who will ride for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she balances me out. Sometimes I zone out because I got so many things in my mind. I'm opening up a new business in my mind every 28 seconds. My mind.
Wow, those all must be real shitty businesses.
Is not your traditional mind of somebody who went through the traditional school. Like I told you, they told my mother.
I just want to say there is no one in the world whose identity is authentically this. There has never been a person alive who had this personality where it was not a mask for other things, insecurities, I don't know what else. This is not a way a human is without some maladaptive fucking mechanisms.
He's in.
Okay, we should move on from this. He's crazy and conspiratorial, but he's just rambling nonsense at this point. So we can move on to the next thing.
Hi, my friends. So let's talk about stepping into
He had a Sobsit flag. Yeah, he's into sovereign citizen stuff too.
the knowing. Let's open up your third eye vision. Let's talk about it. Have you heard of Frazzle Drip? Have you heard of what Frazzle Drip is? Why are celebrities?
Yeah, it's a scam. Frazzle Drip was an internet hoax. It was claimed to be a video in which Hillary Clinton and other celebrities or politicians torture, murder, and cut the face off of a child. There have been hoax videos posted on 4chan and other conspiracy sites that claim to be the Frazzle Drip video. They are all not real, though. It's generally just black screen with, like, camera shuffling noises, sound effects, screaming and stuff added. It's just bullshit. So it's become almost a myth in the conspiracy community. They believe it's real, and they all know someone who's seen it somewhere on the dark web. It doesn't exist. But they talk about this like it's this real thing. Like, ooh, this video evidence of Hillary Clinton eating a fucking child and wearing their face. It's nonsense. It's just conspiracy crazy stuff. Clinton's on the bingo card for mentioning Frazzle Drip and therefore Hillary Clinton.
Priests, nuns,
Yeah, it's like an urban legend.
politicians, and government authorities involved with this Frazzle Drip. Did you know Frazzle Drip is occurring right now? While most
Did you know that lithium could maybe help you feel a little more stable during the day?
present it as a fake story or conspiracy, Frazzle Drip
Conspiracy?
is a ritual done
Okay, what if I break into the city's water supply and just add, like, a little lithium? Like, what if everyone was a little microdosed on lithium? Not enough to, like, bother normal people, but, like, maybe enough to, like, chill out some of the more paranoid thoughts going on. Any thoughts? Any thoughts from the chat on that?
by your congressmen and women, your presidents, your politicians, your celebrities, your magistrates and judges, your music industry leaders, your
Lithium like the battery? Yes, that's famously the only thing lithium has ever been used in the history of lithium.
military leaders who also run the Church of Satan, by the way, and your business and religious leaders in power over Earth.
What was that
with trillions
noise?
of dollars
Was that in his video?
power over Earth with trillions of dollars at their disposal through fractional reserve banking by the Fed, a private World Bank organization,
Fractional reserve. They just like their buzzwords, don't they?
as you know, ran by the elite that controls all of the world banks across Earth. They conduct these torturous blood rituals in places like the Vatican, underground vaults, military bases.
What is he reading this off of? Is this Chat GPT? It sounds enough like AI, but it could just be generic, like, conspiracy slop.
As well as anywhere there is a government state authority control system with an
Isn't lithium mostly an antidepressant? I think at certain doses it's used as an antipsychotic. The thing about a lot of psych meds is at different doses they can do different things and treat different conditions. So I think at certain doses lithium is used as an antipsychotic, or at least it used to be. I don't know if it is these days. I'm sure there are better antipsychotics, but traditionally I think it was used for some time as an antipsychotic. If I'm wrong, let me know. That might be something I'm misremembering. Totally. Mood stabilizer. Thank you.
Statue above the chambers of torture. These chambers are under libraries and even court buildings.
Libraries. I always trust a guy who says library.
Frazzle Drip. Hi, my friend.
You just ended with the words frazzle drip.
We are living in systems within systems.
Does he think that the filter makes him look more official? This is the guy, by the way, that, this is the guy that had the fruit faces on Tuesday.
Cages built so carefully, most don't even see the bars. They trade away their soul.
Oh, Hype the promo bot is a real person is apparently behind it. Because they mentioned Blu-rays, which I do like. Interesting. Okay. Uses AI on the bingo card. Sure, the filter counts. That's fine.
Soul for convenience, chasing trends and distractions while their spirit starves. But I can't be blind to it anymore. I see the grime, the dishonor, the way people sell out
Sentient bot. Okay, it's a bit. Okay, I get it. Okay.
their values for comfort or attention. That path is poison. Integrity, honor, truth, that's the real currency. And the world is bankrupt. To the ones who feel this in their bones, you are not alone. Even if the noise around us makes it seem like we're the only ones awake, there are others, scattered but rising. We are not meant to fold into this machine. We are meant to remember.
I'm just gonna say word salad. He's not saying anything. This is kind of just vibes. So, word salad. Could we do a bingo check? Yeah, we'll do that right now, actually. Social Warlock with 73 months says, hey, Hannah. Hey, chat. Just got home after leaving my phone at my apartment all day. Oh, that must have sucked. What a shitty work day. If we didn't have word salad, it would be vibe-based, but I try not to double mark spaces for something. Okay, let's take a look. From the top, we have Hannah regrets something she just said. That's not how women work. The Matrix. Chemtrails. Clintons, Bidens, Obamas. Doesn't understand their problem is capitalism. My research said by a non-researcher. Word salad. Shilling/scamming. Uses AI. QAnon referenced, and forced feminization. Forced feminization. It's me. I was forced feminized by choice. Chemical fear-mongering for the soy. Yeah, okay, sure. I'll count that. That makes sense. Chemical fear-mongering. Okay, it's probably time for our favorite part of the show. It's time for TikTok Conspiracy Roulette. If you haven't seen this bit before, basically, I'm not a big TikTok person. I use YouTube. I don't really like TikTok. I'm too old for it. Anyway, a lot of conspiracy content is on TikTok, and instead of going through it myself, I like to do this little bit where we go through randomly. I search conspiracy or some other conspiracy-related keyword, and we just look at random videos. They're short form anyway, so let's jump into it. I mentioned Blu-rays only because the bot did. Or the bot, air quotes. Sorry, I'll play along. Only because the sentient bot did. It's no fun if I don't role play back.
What I'm really interested in is love. You might say I'm addicted.
Oh, that just doesn't mean anything. Oh, this is AI. Yeah, this is a thing that's been happening, I've noticed. I knew this was going to happen. I think everyone knew this was going to happen, but AI photos being used as evidence for conspiracy theories, this is particularly big in the Tartaria community, because a lot of what they're doing in the first place is looking at and trying to make assumptions about old photographs. Old photographs also have a lot more, how do I put this? They're rougher and less detailed than modern photographs, so sometimes the AI-ness gets a little bit hidden by that, and these are already people who are a little more gullible. So, yeah, they think that this is a real photo of a giant. Giants on the bingo card. Mention of Blu-rays, I'm gonna hate watch the Atlas Shrugged trilogy. To my credit, I have never seen any of the fucking Atlas Shrugged movies. I know they made 3. I don't know why in God's name they needed to turn it into 3 movies. As much as I want to hate watch it, what would I gain? What would I gain from watching Atlas Shrugged? Sorry, Altered Undying. Let me get those real quick. Altered Undying, thank you for gifting that sub to Hype the Promo Bot. And where was the other thing? What were the bits? Altered Undying said, I've learned in many ways we make up stories to explain things. It's not lying, it's our brain filling in gaps when we don't know or remember. To some extent, that's lying to yourself.
How do I meet the strangest man?
Oh, that's weird music. What else we got?
I gotta be careful the way I say this. The Israeli government has a mandate they're gonna try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. I mean, I don't use that term lightly.
Okay, so they're still on the Charlie Kirk thing.
Okay? They're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people. But there are some serious questions here, Patrick. And let me tell you, my pattern recognition over the last 5 years has become pretty sharp. COVID, Maui fires, Epstein.
He's so good. Nothing will catch him off guard. Not ever. Yeah, we can do accidentally based for criticizing Israel and their genocide. Let's do that. Accidentally based from Charlie Kirk. You got one, Kirk. You get one.
When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right.
That's not true at all. People's intuitions are wrong all the time, probably more often than they're right. But people like to look at the examples where they're right and forget the ones where they were wrong.
I knew that door had a lock on it!
How it feels seeing proof of the conspiracy theories you used to obsess over as a kid.
Everybody was trying to make me feel like I was losing my mind!
That didn't even present a theory. Lame.
Did you know
the caption says, "This many people are not headed in the same direction."
Did you know the government hires drivers to make rush hour more stressful so that when you get home with your family, you're pissed off, tired, stressed, and less likely to overthrow the government?
Is traffic that bad that you need to come up with a paranoid delusion to explain it? Wow. She must really hate traffic. Holy shit. I'd take that job, by the way. I'll just drive in the car, sit around, listen to podcasts or whatever. That's fine. I'm for hire. Ulted Undying with 40 bits says, I would agree, but if your right and left brain hemispheres are disconnected and their left hand puts something in the right, test subject will always make up a story about how they got it and they never say they don't know. Yes, but that's still a lie your brain is telling you. I guess it depends. If lie requires intent, then it's not a lie. I mean to say it is your brain telling you an untruth. Oh my god, just the noises. Just the fucking noises.
You want to know why they don't study women's bodies? Because I bet we have the fucking cure to cancer. Our entire uterus sheds and regenerates itself every month. Every month. And they don't want.
Okay, nails and hair continued to grow. What are you talking about? There are other animals that lose things like their tails and can grow them back. You can cut worms apart and grow more worms. You can cut off starfish limbs and in theory grow another starfish. Like, just because we are aware of certain things in nature that regenerate doesn't mean that you can just cure cancer? Like, what do you think cancer is? Cancer is cells dividing out of control. What do you think it's gonna do to help you grow something or regenerate something?
Want to study women? A placenta is considered an entirely new organ. We grow an entirely new organ. And that's not fascinating enough to fucking study?
Do you think people don't study human development? My wife is literally a PhD developmental geneticist.
But that would require them, once again, actually having to care about women, which they don't, and then actually them wanting to cure cancer, which...
Like, if you want to point out the inherent sexism in medical studies, because often, if not virtually always, they study things on men and not women. But this is just nonsense. Why are you tackling on all this stuff? Cancer is not a single disease. There is not a single cure.
They won't, because they make the most profits out of us being sick. So That's just my little conspiracy.
It's pretty stupid. Pretty stupid. Ooh, creepy Zendaya. Perfect. Oh, wait, it's about her big hat. Okay. Perfect circle brim equals classic sun disk symbolism in occult and ancient cultures. Tipping the head diameter mimics sacred ratios in art, like the golden circle framing the human form. The black color plus extreme width creates a visual eclipse, possibly meant to symbolize power, concealment, or dominance. Zendaya's big hat has... I make my living doing this, by the way. If you had showed me like 15 years ago when I was in high school, like, oh, what am I gonna do for a living? And I had to look at a clip of me reading a conspiracy theory about random celebrities' big hat, I think I'd have had an aneurysm. What the fuck? What? He's just wearing a big hat! It's just a big hat! It's just a hat! It's just a big hat. Anyway, okay. Zendaya's big hat recently exploded due to its obscene size. But what if this is something deeper? The hat isn't just a fashion statement. It's a warning from those above, those who know what's to come. The Illuminati has planted this meme in order to speed up the spread of the inevitable. And it is working. The big hat meme. We're all gonna be destroyed by the big hat meme. Illuminati on the bingo card. So Illuminati / Freemasons / Cabal. It's a hat on a hat. Next thing. The outer area equals pi times r squared. Pi times 9 inches squared is approximately 254.5 inches squared. The inner hole. Why aren't we talking about the inner hole? The inner hole is pi times r squared. Pi times 3 inches squared, approximately 2.83 inches squared. Total brim area, 254.5 minus 28.3 equals 226.2 square inches, approximately 1.46 square feet. I don't know why that's important, but they did the math on that, so I guess there's that. Beyonce is the lead Illuminati overseer in the celebrity world. Is it any coincidence that she wore a hat that's the complete opposite to Zendaya, aka symbolizing the light and the dark? Okay. So there's two big hats. Hold on. Sorry, Dilla Spiller, let me get to those real quick. Dilla Spiller says, science has finally mapped the nerves of the clitoris just decades after the penis was mapped. And Altered Undying says, well, I only just figured out that I want to be a folklorist. I'm even looking into getting a doctorate. Cool beans. So apparently there's a picture of this here that you can't quite see, but Beyonce wore a big hat. Hold on, let me pull up Beyonce big hat. The meme! Okay, so Beyonce wore this big hat, which is apparently the opposite of the other hat, because that one had a big crown section and a short brim, and this one has a big brim and also a pretty big crown section, but we're gonna say it's opposite anyway to make the TikTok work. So for some reason the hats symbolize secrets. Secret hat. Skepizoa says, inside all of us are two hats. Which hat wins? The one you wear. Okay, what's next? The hat resembled an ancient symbol, the tower, used in secret societies to represent power, control, and awakening. Its design unclaimed, its material rumored to be volcanic obsidian used in ritual to absorb energy. Even stranger, Beyonce wore a nearly identical hat in formation, a video filled with occult imagery. Was Zendaya following her footsteps into something deeper? Are there things that Big Hat just doesn't want us to know? Hats off. What do you want me to wear for the hats off? Zendaya has also been linked to a tech fashion company that uses rare materials, including cobalt, in their designs. Cobalt is often mined in war-torn areas, including Sudan, where conflict, displacement, and exploitation are widespread. Many of these mines are controlled by powerful international interests. Some believe secret groups use the money and resources from these mines to fund advanced fashion, tech, wearable materials that can store, sense, or even influence people's emotions. Oh no, the Big Hat's controlling our emotions! Oh, this is the premise to Meet the Robinsons. We reinvented... Every once in a while, every couple decades, you'll reinvent the plot to Meet the Robinsons. It's just a metaphysical reality. Sorry, what was the hats off? My biggest hat, it's the witch hat. The witch hat's the biggest hat, for sure. Where's my witch hat? Oh, the ears don't like that. I'm gonna pop these ears off. Just a Peach with a tip says, sometimes the curtains are just blue and sometimes it means something. Context is important. It's almost like that's, why media literacy is a good thing to have. Lets you know when the curtains are blue and when it actually symbolizes something. Was Zendaya's hat just a dramatic look, or was it carefully designed object, part of a larger system of power, control, and silence? The answers aren't clear, but the connections between the hat, Beyonce, the Illuminati, and hidden mining operations suggest something larger may be unfolding behind the scenes. Perhaps an even larger hat? Fashion, it seems, may be more than style. It may be a language of control. I never thought I'd read a conspiracy about multiple big hats. We did it. Hey. Oh, I actually like that song. Hey, kids. I heard the normal speed version of it the other day, and I almost threw up. Anyway. Oh my god, it's all just fucking bait for comments.
Gather round, children. Believe me, I needed that breath. You remember that video I said was the biggest video I ever done? I thought I was nervous then. This absolutely dwarfs that. Fuck it, let's do it. Now we've danced around this, the fact that they're hiding. And I've pointed out what they've hidden. Now it's time to look at the how. And the why.
He's terrible. I'm not watching that 9-minute video. That's actually quite bad.
Well, since we starting the week talking about conspiracy theories, let me go ahead and share with y'all one of my most recent conspiracies, right? Okay, listen. Now, this is not a conversation about whether you believe or whether you don't believe. Everybody's entitled to their choice, so that's not what I'm here to argue, right? But either way, nonetheless, this is concerning that triangle with the eye in the middle. So, recently I was watching a YouTube video, and the YouTube video is concerning the many artifacts that prove that Jesus was a real person that actually walked this earth, right?
Oh boy, okay. Are the Protestants reinventing Catholic relics? Are Protestants reinventing Catholic relics?
And so one of the artifacts that they provided was the Shroud of Turin. A part of that...
Turin. The Shroud of Turin, which is a hoax from, I think, the Middle Ages. Maybe a little later than the Middle Ages. Not recent. In the last 500 years, I think.
artifact. Of course, you know, they do the scan on the Shroud of Turin, which revealed the image of Christ. But nonetheless, one of the things that
it was fake. It's fake.
Was revealed in that image was that it's a possibility that Jesus was blinded. And
the thing I never understood about that is, like, do these people think if you wrap up a dead body, your face gets imprinted in the body bag? Or if you put a cloth over a dead person and kept it there, like, their face would get imprinted on it? That's not how things work. Why would a face be imprinted on a cloth put over a dead body?
One of his eyes.
This is a flagrum.
Okay, so this is a wooden dowel with 3 rawhide lines coming off it and lead.
No way. Are they going to try and claim this is an actual whip that whipped Jesus? Because that'd be the funniest thing.
Balls on the end.
Right. And I have 2 of them because we know from the crucified man that there were 2 torturers. So Jesus is being whipped simultaneously by 2 different executioners.
So the purpose of the lead balls on the end of the rawhide is
to inflict as much torment as possible. And so sometimes you would have flagrums with bone ends, but there are all these barbell shapes on the hash marks of the crucified man, which leads me to believe that it was used in something just like this. So this is, again,
no, that's not Milo.
A 1-to-1 flagrum that the Romans would use.
So if you...
Okay, they're just saying it's a replica. Cool.
If you hit someone...
Presumably they're trying to legitimize the Shroud of Turin, though, which is pretty laughable. I don't think even Tucker believes in the Shroud of Turin. Like, the guy's an idiot, but he's not that stupid. He just knows his audience is pretty stupid, so...
With a length of rawhide and a piece of lead balls at the end, I mean, you could kill someone with that.
Right. And this is where...
I gotta ask, I find this really interesting, the Christian obsession with the horror of the way Jesus allegedly died. Because to be clear, the Romans weren't nice, right? Like, I find it interesting that Christians in particular talk about the story of the crucifixion of Christ, how do I put this? As if it was super abnormal. Don't get me wrong, it is extreme, even by Roman standards. But Rome crucified people all the time, whipped them, tortured them, like... It's just weird. Yeah, it's fetishistic. They fetishize the suffering of Jesus when it's not even, like, a rare suffering. It's a suffering that would have been relatively banal by the period. You know what I mean? Like, when uprisings happened under Rome's watch, they went on a fucking crucifixion spree. There was a road some decades before the Jesus story. There was an uprising in that area, and there was a road, a famous road that was well-traveled that they just lined. They lined the road with thousands of people they crucified to send a message to the people of the area. Don't rise up. This is what happens, which, by the way, I think ties into the symbolism of Jesus' crucifixion and rising back from the dead, because it's kind of a symbol of, yes, before you ended our uprising by crucifying us, but now our hero, sure, you crucified him, but he came back from the dead. It's symbolically turning something that has been a symbol of defeat into a symbol of victory, right, against people they perceive as their oppressors, the Romans. I don't know.
Jesus loses 1/3 of his blood volume. And I want you to understand something for the benefit of our audience. Notice how short this is. I mean, this is not like an Indiana Jones whip, right? No. I mean, there was a demonic intimacy to this torment. And
it's not demonic. It's not demonic. By the way, do you guys want to talk about American chattel slavery? Because I'm gonna guess that your feelings upon the punishments inflicted on the enslaved peoples during those, I don't know, 3 or 4 centuries or whatever, I don't think you give as much of a shit. So...
the blood of Jesus would have been splattered all over the executioners. And so they flogged Jesus. There are 200...
Joke's on them. He had Hep C.
...wounds on the dorsal, on the back image. So if we took time right now to count them up, there's over 200 on the...
Oh yeah, they're trying to legitimize the Shroud of Turin. What a ridiculous thing.
Back. There's 172 on the front. There is not an area of Jesus's body that has not been tortured, including the pelvic region. We do
they
not
hit him
have,
in the crotch with this?
Again and again.
With lead tips.
Lead tips. And not
you
only
just
that.
take the skin right off a man's body with
right.
that.
And actually, according to the hematological reports, we think his right eye was blinded. So there's not only, we'll get to the crown of thorns here shortly, so hold your breath for that one. But there's his right eye, there are wounds consistent with flagellation. So we don't know if the guys were drunk or if they were just going to town on him, but they whip him, and at some point the scourge hits him probably from the back of the head in the eye right here, and likely blinds him in the right eye because his right eye is severely punctured in the image of the crucified man.
So when Jesus came back in the story, he still had the stigmata, like those didn't heal. When he came back and was resurrected, was his dick and balls all fucked up? Like if they whipped the shit out of his genitals, were those still fucked up when he resurrected? Just like the stigmata? I'm just curious.
So it made me ask the question, what if that triangle with the eye in the middle, because you know that's a whole secret society in itself.
It's not.
But what if that triangle with the eye in the middle is not necessarily concerned to be the all-seeing eye, but they call it the all-seeing eye to mock Christ?
Nope.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm
The all-seeing eye is supposed to be the eye of God. I don't know if that's true. I was taught that in school. I went to a religious school, though. So. Ultra Undying says, look upon the nerds who did not have D&D in anime.
I'm saying? Do you see where I'm going with that? Okay, so just to make sure I'm not tweaking, this is not an actual solid conspiracy. That's something that I've been cooking up with so far. But I will say this, so far none of my conspiracies have been wrong.
Oh, shut up. What conspiracies have you gotten right? This is antithetical to the spirit of TikTok roulette, but let me see what popular videos she has. Sound isn't available? That's odd. That's just bullshit.
So guess what? How about I found out that blueberries are not self-pollinating, so I had to go buy my blueberry plant a boyfriend.
Okay. She doesn't mostly do conspiracy, at least it seems. That's good. Okay. It's true the eye of providence is meant to show providence, the care of God. Gotcha. Thank you.
Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but sometimes I'll just be outside and I'll just be looking at random people and I'll be thinking like, no, that's not a real person. Like, something is off. Something is very off. I don't know if
That's paranoia. You should get that checked out.
anybody else ever felt the same way, or maybe I'm just talking.
Man discovers problem of other minds, decides other people aren't real. Sad, sad story we've all heard before. Sorry, the bad AI 9/11 is... I've lived too long. I've seen too much. I'm only in my 30s. Can you imagine the horrors beyond human comprehension I'm gonna see by the time I'm 60? Oh my god. Not as good as Femboy 9/11. Oh, it's just AI fucking slop now. Jesus, and it's all like pictures now, too. Lame people.
New conspiracy just dropped in my brain. I just realized something.
I'm already annoyed.
And this is about to get real woo-woo, so if you're not into that, shut up. This is about...
You shut up. I hate you. I hate you.
manifestation, okay? You know how people talk about, like, they call it, like, magic or something? I don't know, where they say that if you visualize what you want while you are having an O, if you know what I mean, that it, like, works really well for manifesting things.
So this is a new one to me. Manifesting is a pretty common conspiracy theory, wacko woo-woo belief where people think if you kind of wish things out into the universe will bring you those things. I've heard plenty of interesting conspiracy theories about this. For instance, you know that song Ring My Bell? Ring my bell, ring my bell, my bell. Anyway, the manifestation people, this is like a weird meme in their community where they think that for some reason, this is just a rumor that started, that the song Ring My Bell is somehow perfectly created to have the resonance of manifestation, which is nonsense. It's conspiracy word salad. But what they think it means is that if you wish things while listening to the song Ring My Bell, it'll come true. And if you don't believe me, go on YouTube right now, go and search any video of the song Ring My Bell, and look at the YouTube comments. You're welcome. Continuing. Dr. Worm with 100 bits says, remember when we made fun of things like the terrible NFT Island animation? We'll never see things like that again now that AI slop is everywhere. Never thought I'd praise Cryptoland for at least having a soul. The bar has gone so low, I fear for how much lower it will go.
Right? So what if laughing does the same thing? Like, you know, that's a very high emotion. You know what I'm saying? Okay, are you following? So when we're laughing, they have us saying things like, oh, I'm DEAD. I'm weak. Because words are already power, right? What you say.
I'm sorry, this is something that annoys me too. I know this is like algorithmic and like the youth care super about the algorithm and stupid bullshit. Say death. Say death, say dead, say killed. Please stop allowing algorithms to shape our language. I'm very tired. If I have to go to a funeral when I'm 60 and this changes language enough that I'm at a fucking funeral and someone says the word unalived in a eulogy, I'm gonna lose it. I'm going to stand up, I'm going to tip over the casket, and I'm going to tap dance on the corpse. But I'll be like old, so people will be like, oh, she's just crazy. It's fine. Anyway, we are halfway through the stream, so if you want, on YouTube, do me a favor, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Hype the stream. Helps a ton. If you want to help support the stream financially, you can do so on YouTube using memberships and super chats, and on Twitch, subs and bits. Altered Undying with 100 bits says, trust me, play the animation I sent. It is legit good, but you need to see it. It probably is, but it's also off topic. So I'm gonna hold off on it until after stream.
Matters. But now, not only are we saying these negative things, but we're saying it at like this really high emotion that maybe makes it come to fruition even more so than...
Was Demolition Man a few decades off the timeline but accurate about everything else? I wouldn't say so. Watch Demolition Man again. It's pretty different than our current dystopian situation. Different kind of dystopia. Freyline says she's probably not saying it because words have power or whatever. I think it's algorithmic and potentially generational. Altered Undying says it's tinfoil. It is. Oh, okay. We can watch it then. And then Rick M says, manifestation is real. I went to a restaurant, asked for a patty melt, waited a few minutes, a patty melt appeared in front of me. Wow. That's We'll look at that video after this one. Altered Undying.
Normal. So let's change our vocabulary. I'm strong. I'm living. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm doing well. I'm rich. I'm rich as fuck.
No, you're not.
I'm rich. New conspiracy just dropped.
Let's take a look at that video that Altered Undying sent me. Let me see. Where'd that go?
This is the entire story of the Antichrist, divided into 8 chapters.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna watch all of this. This is 30 minutes. And I already know a lot of this.
You probably think you know the story of the Antichrist. He's an evil guy that comes at the end of time, rules the world for a bit, and is defeated by Jesus. But what if I told you that this is just scratching the surface? What if I told you that the Bible paints a picture of the entire rule and reign of the Antichrist? It's a fragmented picture, albeit. Its pieces are scattered all throughout Scripture, and very few Christians have been able to make any sense of it. His unearthly rise to power, how he establishes...
Why does the Antichrist a unicorn? I don't know. There's probably like an offhanded line in Revelation about having one horn or something. It's got a lot of kind of vague, weird imagery that's metaphorical, but people who believe in the rapture take very literally.
Unprecedented peace in the Middle East, his war against the great prostitute and the economic crisis, his staged death and resurrection, his new Mark of the Beast economy, his rise...
The Mark of the Beast economy. I'm imagining someone on like CNBC be like, and today we have the new president of the United States and the new pope here to talk about their new Mark of the Beast economic system. Hi, how are you guys doing today? Oh, thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it. Bend your knee, human.
To complete world domination, the two men who opposed his kingdom, his betrayal of Israel...
Okay. I will save this, but I don't think I'm going to watch this on Tinfoil. I will save it for, like, a religious stream when we're talking about fundamentalists and stuff. Let me... There we go. Saved in my weird religious stuff folder. Okay. Apparently Kyle Busch died. NASCAR driver. There's conspiracies about it. Gillis Filler says the Joe Biden furry inflation economy is given away to Donald Trump's Mark of the Beast economy.
The latest headline news on the world stage is NASCAR driver Kyle Busch has supposedly passed away, and as always with these news stories...
What does the current state of yiffing tell us about where the interest rates are probably going to be put by the Fed? Very curious. Old and Undying says you have to admit the animation is good. It's fine.
There are anomalies. Let's get right to it with this ABC News report, and then I'll continue.
Car legend Kyle Busch, at age 41, listened to the heartbreaking 911 call made the day before he died.
Can I get an ambulance to come to...
That call for help from the GM Charlotte Technical Center in North Carolina. The Associated Press reporting Busch had been training in a racing simulator.
Training in a racing simulator. Interesting. The concept of a simulator is part of this news story.
Why would that be weird? I would imagine that they have simulators so they can test things safely without the risk of actually going out on the track, which, you know, can be risky.
When he became unresponsive.
Tell me exactly what...
They also might not always have access to a track.
Happened?
I've got an individual that's short.
No, he didn't have a heart attack. He got pneumonia. Yeah, he died of pneumonia that turned into sepsis.
Just a breath, very hot. Thinks she's going to pass out.
And the person calling the 911 seems relatively calm, not in a frantic rush. Let's continue.
And his guy is producing a little bit of blood, coughing up some blood.
At the time of the call, it sounded like Busch was conscious.
Is he awake?
He is awake. He's awake. He's on the bathroom floor right now.
The dispatcher saying help was on the way.
We will let EMS know, okay? We got him coming out there.
And then they continue to the screenshot of Kyle Busch's wife, Samantha. And just take a look at the 666 Hansen. Of course, in society, this means...
two things. Spurious symbology as evidence, and Mark of the Beast for the last video. Spurious symbology and Mark of the Beast.
Things are A-okay, but on the occultic side, with the Masons, it's the 666 hand sign, just as you see here with Kyle Busch himself, again doing the 666 hand sign, number 3.
Not 666.
And I just don't show...
No one looks at this except conspiracy theories and thinks it's a 666. No one.
The occultic side and the numbers when it comes to these news stories, I show evidence. Take a look here at Samantha.
Unstable Deadbeat says, geez, my card really sucks today. I think it must be a conspiracy. I actually make sure no one's card wins except for secret bots in chat, so I never have to give anyone a real gift sub. It's all a lie.
The hips here, you see the child in the black and white for Freemasonry. As we all know, in the Masonic lodges, the black and white, as you see here, is all about duality. And of course, the checkered flag, the black and white checkered flag, that's what it's all about. But they always implement Freemasonry into everything in society.
Did I tell you guys there's a conspiracy theorist that thinks I'm secretly the child of Mama Cass Elliot? I don't know if I brought that up. They comment on my videos sometimes.
That they own and control. Let's get right to it. Again, Samantha, and what this person says here.
You haven't seen this, Baha? I haven't talked about this? I feel like I've talked about this at some point. Yeah, like the singer. Hold on. Let me pull this up. This woman, she sang, "Sing your own kind of me." Was she in the Mamas and the Papas? I don't know. Anyway, they think I'm her illegitimate child. I'm not. I can see the resemblance. But no, I'm not. I wish I was. Get that sweet, sweet Mamas and the Papas money. Whatever the fuck band she was in.
During this remembrance, suppose
Make Your Own Kind of Music, the song from Lost. I've never seen Lost, so I don't know.
Remembrance of Kyle Busch, and let's get right to it. And one thing is, I noticed right off the bat,
I'd be older. I look older than I am, I think.
Get a close up.
I'm 32, but I think I look older than that, which is probably why.
There are absolutely no tears, 0 tears from either Samantha and the son. Take a look here.
No offense, but you did not get her voice, no kidding. Everyone tells me I'm such a beautiful singer.
Samantha, I want you to know that this sport stands with you, and that you and your
I couldn't carry a tune if it was in a briefcase, handcuffed to me.
children are NASCAR family forever.
Now you see that face. Now let's get a little bit of a close-up. And again, no tears whatsoever, dry as a bone when it comes.
People react very differently, and they're clearly in grief. The fact that you, on this specific resolution video, cannot see their individual tears does not mean that they are not grieving, you sick bastard.
Comes to Samantha's face.
Samantha, I want you to know that this sport stands with you, and that you and your children are NASCAR family forever.
What's his problem? He's a conspiracy theorist. Gillis Filler says, I eagerly await this disgusting man having his comeuppance. Nothing's probably gonna happen to him. Karma's not real. Be cool if it was. It's not. The only justice that exists is the justice we impose.
I mean, you see that face, but there's absolutely 0 tears, which draws questions. Take a look here at the son, the hand sign there, and that kind of smirk looking up at Samantha. I'm going to back this up here so you can see that smirk taking place.
Yeah, okay, I'm skipping over this part. That's disgusting. He's literally looking at someone grieving over their dead spouse, and too much. Too much.
But he was number 8 for the last several years. And take a look here at this ceremony as they retire the number 8. And take a look at the number of the car as you can clearly see that number 33. This is obviously ritualistic.
I hate it when coincidences happen and a conspiracy number ends up in an event like this. Like, the number 33 is all over the place, so it does come up often in life, so it winds up in these theories, but it still pisses me off. I really speak to reality sometimes when this kind of thing happens, and I go, you just had to do it, reality, for the fucking conspiracy theorist to have some shit to obsess over.
With Freemasonry, And again, the obvious...
Doesn't understand a coincidence. Yeah, we can do that. Doesn't understand what a coincidence is.
Number 33. And digging a little bit deeper...
Jay's a proxy. If that's a bingo, can I see your card?
Going further...
Didn't you just win earlier in the week? Did you win earlier in the week? If so, we're gonna skip you. Probably. Because you can't win the same week. If you win this, you say to gift it, then we'll do that. Let's see. Doesn't know what a coincidence is, spurious symbology, Hannah regrets something, Clinton's and shilling. Sure. Jay's a proxy, do you always use one card? You win a disproportionate amount of the time. I noticed this. Okay. Let me gift that sub real quick. Random gift sub. Let's see who gets it. Oh no, here we go, gets the random gift sub.
It's the obvious 33 as the...
You've done a new card every week. Okay.
Entire...
Maybe you're just the person that pays attention to the bingo the most. It's just if I statistically charted who's won the most times, it's definitely you. I'm not saying you've done anything. It's just something I've noticed.
Kyle Busch's number 8. And let's take a look here. A little bit of a close-up of the car itself. The obvious 33, but you got to look further and deeper. And take a look here at Rebel, one of the sponsors. So you have your 33. This represents the third or 33% of the...
You don't have a conspiracy for the MGM Casino app?
The fallen angels with Lucifer. And we know biblically how Lucifer rebelled against God. So how this is all put together with the number 8. And again, getting back as I shown earlier with Lucas, take a look here at this one collage with the tribute for Kyle Busch, the checkered flag once again. Again, I really want to spotlight Lucas. I've covered this before. Very important etymology of the name Lucas and how they put this all together with the 33 and Rebel and Lucas. Just take a look here at the etymology. The name Lucas is classic multilingual masculine name of Latin and Greek origin that primarily means bringer of light or illumination.
Holy fuck, they're using AI.
And this is what you have here. The occultic side. The esoteric means the hidden. The exoteric.
I'm gonna, conspiracy theorists have never been good about citing their sources, but at least they used to have some vague source at least. They're not even using sources anymore. It's just AI. So they just type things into AI and it spits out an answer. And you can't even, easily go... You can obviously still fact-check the statement, but you can't go to the source they're using generally, because it's just shit AI said. It's crazy.
It means for the public to understand. There's dual meanings for all this. So people need to understand when it comes down to it. Take a look here with the name Lucas once again. So I've covered in previous videos with Lucifer and the dome structure. Here is Polaris, the North Star, which is Lucifer. And again, George Lucas and Lucasfilm, basically Lucifer Film Limited, under the dome structure, limited with the...
I guess watching the prequel trilogy did feel like the end times, so half a point.
Sun and the moon under the dome. And of course, Kyle Busch's previous number 8. You split...
Not to mention more American graffiti. The fuck was that?
With the 8.5, and you're going to get your 33. And of course, with the 8 and 8 here, your dual 33 when it comes to Freemasonry. And I know there's going to be a lot of NASCAR fans that know absolutely nothing about the occultic side of what's taking place on the world stage. Just take a look here.
I'm sure there's plenty of NASCAR fans that are into weird bullshit conspiracy theories. It's primarily popular in the South.
For those that do not know With all these news stories, you're going to have your coded 33 in plain sight. This is not by chance or by coincidence. With all these news stories, you have your 33 implemented when it comes to Freemasonry. There's going to be people that will deny the undeniable with every single one of these news stories that are headline.
Every news story does not have 33 in it. You specifically looked out for news stories with 33 in it, and you found a bunch. That's not the majority. It's a minority of articles, but because there are so many news articles put out every day, you think it's all of them because you're getting so many, but it's still a very small slice of the totality of news articles released on any given day.
They're always going to fit in that number 33.
Like, it's like when I say, everyone's crazy, or I feel like everyone's crazy. It's because for my job, I literally spend my time on camera and off looking up crazy people to cover on stream. I am self-selecting to see and hear crazy people all the time. So it feels like everyone out there is crazy, when in reality, most people are not. Most people are just people going about their day. They might have some eccentric views, everyone does, but most people aren't like this. It just feels like it because we watch it so often.
And again,
at least I hope.
It comes down to your M and M. Flip the M and M sideways, you get your 33, and of course you...
Actually, if you flip those sideways, it would be M's on their side because they're not 3s. They're M's.
See here with Unleash the Beast with Monster Drink. And here you see Kyle Busch with his brother, Kurt. And of course, you're going to see the 3 and 3, 3 and 3, and of course the 3 and 3 for your...
It's just the same logo multiple times.
666 coded. And of course the 5 and 4 for 9, Satan's number. And obviously with Unleash the Beast with Monster Energy Drink, with the letters itself, the letter Vav is the 6, and you get your 666 in plain sight.
Bottoms up, and the devil laughs.
It's all about those that own and control this world and the puppets.
You guys remember that, right? I'm sure you do. Real quick, though, this is classic. This is classic. Been playing a lot of Subnautica 2, by the way.
Look at your M closely. There's a gap.
This is 11 years ago. This was before I was covering conspiracy theorists. Depending on how you define conspiracy theorists, I guess.
Look at your M closely. There's a gap right here in the letter M. It's never connected. So you go into Hebrew.
The moment you pull out the board of Hebrew letters to make your point, I think, is when you lose. I think when you already make the board with the visuals taped on it and the Hebrew letters, I think you'd lose the discussion already. It's so crazy coded. It's so, like, upfront, insane coded. You can't recover from it.
Letter Vav is also the number 6. Short top, long tail. Short top, long tail. You could have...
It's claws, guys. It's supposed to be claws. It's like if you had 3 claws. Like, pretend I don't have one of these. And you stuck him into something and you ripped down because it's Monster. It's a Monster energy drink. So it's an M for Monster. And also, visually, like a scratch. Like a tear mark made by claws. Like a monster. Graphic design is not her passion. Wolverine? I don't think that looks very Wolverine. I know he has 3 claws. But I don't think his claws look like that. His would be straighter. These are more jagged. Like, they don't look like razors. They look like claws that are rough. They're not sharp. Maybe Bone Claw Wolverine when he doesn't have the adamantium.
Here in Hebrew, 666 on the can.
Monster, it makes you trans or something. This is one of those things. There are so many memes online and general stereotypes about, like, trans women. One of them is that trans women love Monster energy drinks. I have never liked Monster Energy drinks. Disgusting.
But my interest is the word monster. What do you see in the O? There's a cross.
Okay.
What has Christ got to do with an energy drink, let alone the name Monster? So I thought, well, maybe this is a Christian company then. BFC at the bottom of the can. Do you know what that stands for?
Big fucking can.
That's the F
You ever played Doom?
word. Big can.
They put the F word on a can. That's not allowed.
In fact, they write it on the side of the can, so I know that's the F word.
Yeah, people are allowed to say fuck. People can say fuck. People can write fuck. They can fuck.
Okay. Now, do you know what a MILF is?
Yes.
I do know what a MILF is. I do know what a MILF is. I hope to be one someday.
That's on the box. MILFs dig it, and you will too. This is not a Christian company at all.
That's insane. I was buying Monster Energy specific for their Christ-like attitudes. I can't believe I was so misled.
So why would they have put a cross on the can?
It's just interesting to me when certain fundamentalists think it's, like, illegal to not be Christian or whatever their religion is. They, like, act aghast.
Here is the message.
You want to be a mom? I don't think you have to actually literally be a mom to be a MILF. Sometimes people use it to kind of just mean cougar. But, I don't know. I think it's usually used to kind of mean cougar with big boobies.
666 in Hebrew. And then the Bible talks about the beast in Revelation. And look at Monster's ad. This is their statement. You see these M's everywhere. Hats, t-shirts, bumper stickers. Is there another agenda here? If God can use people and product, so can Satan. And look at it this way. Even if the M was not the issue, you cannot deny that that is a cross. And what is witchcraft? When the cross goes upside down.
No, it's not. That's the St. Peter's cross.
Bottoms up. And the devil laughs. Something to think about. Wow. This is how clever Satan is and how he gets into the Christian home. And
I don't think it's how clever Satan is. I think it's how deranged you are. Maybe it's relative.
That the people at the very top of the apex, the Luciferians that own and control everything we see on TV. And take a look here in closing out Kyle Busch. You don't think he's a Mason? Just take a look at the hand sign. The M hand sign.
It's literally just his hand on his waist. That's just what a human hand looks like when you rest it like that. Cthulhu Flower, thanks for 39 months, says, "Hey, puritanical Christian prudes, newsflash, not everything is about you."
And again, this is going to go over the heads of people that know absolutely nothing about Freemasonry, just as you see the classic M Masonic hand sign.
Also just a person with their hand resting on them. The human hand is an M, did you know? It's always an M! Ugh.
But make no mistake about it, everything that's taking place on the world stage is meant to go down, as we see. Definitely Kyle Busch, 100% a Freemason.
I think if there were intelligent aliens, I think our digits would freak them out. I just have a vibe that they wouldn't have fingers. I don't know what they would have, but I don't think they would have fingers, and I think they would find this disgusting. Like, it would be like body horror that to them. Fingers are gross.
Mason on the world stage.
Maybe they have mitten hands. Mitten hands? Mitten hands. I guess a mitten hand is kind of just a flipper. Kind of a flipper, I guess. But maybe with like a Danny DeVito, Oswald, Cobblepot, human hand flipper penguin monster.
Welcome.
Yeah, flipper with thumb.
Dear friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Anthony. I'm a reptilian channeler of several different
reptilians on the bingo card. Reptilians. Where is it? Wait. There it is.
Groups ranging from Earth reptilians to Theta Tauri reptilians from the Taurus constellation to different Alpha Draconian groups and Alpha Draconian races, mainly known for channeling Kalask, 6.9 density in the Thuban star system.
6.9 density, so close to 7, but still so far away.
Within
the boss keeps telling you every quarter, don't worry, that's 7th density coming right up, but then another quarter passes and they give you more responsibilities and still the same pay scale. It's not fair.
The Draco constellation. In this channeling, I will be releasing a segment of some of the questions that I've asked of Theta Tauri white reptilian race, who I consider my family, and they've accepted me into their ranks as their own family.
Those aliens that took Riker to the hospital that one time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good reference. Based nurse. That nurse that wanted to sleep with Riker specifically because he was an alien. Incredibly based. Incredibly based. I think about her at least once a month. What a fucking queen.
Someone I proudly channel and represent and connect to and spend quality time with. And that Theta Tauri race comes from...
Is that the Quake logo behind him? No, it's the logo for, like, his company or whatever. It looks like this. It's at the beginning of the video. Kalaska. I don't know what it stands for. I don't know what he claims it symbolizes.
Proudly channel and represent and connect to and spend quality time with. And that Theta...
He's 2HD. That's the reptilian technology beaming his image directly into your prefrontal cortex.
Tauri race comes from a Taurus constellation. They come from a system of Theta 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then within this almost square, these 4 points of their primary locations, there's a variety of different planetary systems around. They own it all. And they sit in a really strategic, as they call it, the vortex point in the galaxy, where a lot of traffic comes in and out. So they are a very full-out military race, war race. They fought a lot of different ancient battles. And in this channeling that I was very recently permitted, or they agreed for me to release, I was allowed to release, they're speaking about fear. And they're speaking about why humans have a lot of fear. I've asked them a question, and back in the day when I was...
We already had word salad on the bingo card.
Channeling, I was always recording all of my answers.
Do I mean the pineal gland? No, the pineal gland is an overused gland.
Then I would...
It is played out.
Type them up on a piece of paper and keep them in an external hard drive. So some of these recordings I was finally allowed to release, which is this one here, in this very video about fear. And I see fear all the time in the society, and I disagree with people that have a lot of fear or live in fear. They're truly...
You're living in fear on the bingo card. From Beyond. That movie rules. You're living in fear. 52. I actually like From Beyond more than Reanimator. And I like Reanimator a lot.
Crippling themselves and...
Video's too quiet. I'll turn them up.
Robbing themselves of an opportunity to be powerful and strong and happy, devoted, dedicated to a cause, to a mission. So I've asked them, please tell us, please tell me, in relation to fear, why do humans have so much fear? Where does this fear come from? So enjoy this video, and for more information of who I am, you can visit my website at www.kala.
Beyond Reanimator was also fun. Third one kind of sucks, though.
.ca. That's www.
But yeah, the second one's okay. Not as good as the first one, but still okay.
www.kalask.ca. My book, My Path to Thuban.
Altered Undying with 40 bits says here. Kaplach.
Is also available on my website under the shop area or on Amazon worldwide. Thank you for purchasing the book. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. I appreciate your energy and time. My regards to all of my viewers. that work with reptilian consciousness, that enjoy reptilian consciousness in this world of fluffy, airy-fairy, unicorn and rainbow type of energy, and speakers, of course. So thank you for being here. Enjoy this video, and
That's interesting. He seems like a channeler, but he's like a channeler that thinks other channelers are pussies. Does that make sense? Like, it's like he thinks other channelers who channel other aliens are like, oh, the Federation of Light. Ooh, but he's like, no, I channel reptilians like a real man. Just interesting. Interesting seeing that kind of ideology applied to channeling aliens. Believes they speak to aliens regularly on the bingo card as well, of course. Believes they speak to aliens regularly.
I'll see you again next time. This is Theta Taurus speaking. Fear is a useful tool for those who live in environments where fear needs to be appreciated. This is understood by all of the great elders here, but it is...
This feels... Is this joke too terminally online, even for me? This sounds like an RP voice some weird dude would use when talking to his Discord kittens. Is that too much? Is that too online? Am I too old to say those words in that order? I don't know.
Is not appreciated by the society that does not require it. For our own race and for our own planet, we do not need fear. And also, we do not fear. We learn that there is nothing outside of our control. Humans, as they were in their own primitive early stages...
If you don't know what it means, Google it.
As in the human terms and primitive layers of human existence, there were many dangers back then, in your time, in those ancient lives. They were out of their own control. Out of the control of those humans, these dangers were, from your perspectives of dangers. And when that occurred, fear was useful. It was a tool that allowed you to go from place to place safely, so that you were able to watch your surroundings in times of danger. But soon after the development of the society itself, of the grouping of humans came to be historically on your own planet.
Okay. Enough of Reptilian Man. I get it. Okay, people have been telling me forever, Hannah, play this video, play this video, play this video. This video is up every stream for weeks and we never watch it. Hannah, play the butterfly face video. Hannah, play the butterfly video. And I'm still not gonna. Let's see what else we...
You need to own some.
I'm joking. I'll play the stupid butterfly video. You're good. It's just gonna be a pretty average conspiracy video, I think. I don't think it's gonna be that good. We'll play it.
Every caterpillar goes through a moment of complete dissolution. It doesn't become a butterfly. It first becomes nothing. A liquid. A formless thing inside a shell.
A liquid isn't nothing.
And then it finds itself. Changed. Something new. But entirely itself. What you don't know is destroying you from the inside out. Knowledge is our only defense against mind control.
Oh, the bad AI turns into an anime fire elemental?
It's time to wake up. What if I told you MK Ultra never ended?
MK Ultra on the bingo card. You'd be wrong. MK Ultra did end. It did end. It's one of the reasons we know about it.
The secret CIA project that ran on American soil from 1953 to 1973. We're all told that it ended in 1973. The church committee supposedly exposed everything in 1975. But here's the thing. What if that was a cover-up? A cover-up for a much larger and much darker operation.
That wouldn't make sense. Why would you reveal it if you're trying to do a cover-up? In order to cover it up, you revealed the thing people already didn't know? That's counterintuitive.
The kind that the American people could never be allowed to know about. From the surviving pages we know, the government was doing personality erasure experiments at McGill University. A Canadian government settlement proves that it happened. A 1953 letter to Sidney Gottlieb proposing experiments on what it called presumably unwilling subjects, including, and I'm quoting, implanting false memories. The CIA called that proposal extremely fruitful.
This voice sounds familiar. He's the cabbage baby guy.
And
thinks that they grew babies from cabbage patches.
CIA officers attending satanic rituals and combining a hallucinogen called BZ with voodoo ceremonies to produce weeks of amnesia. That was documented in
That's definitely real. Voodoo definitely works.
In a 1977 Department of Defense report. That's confirmed history. You can read all of it. But if you've watched parts 1 through 4, you know why I'm bringing this up. There are parallels to MKUltra that are showing up in what Epstein was actively researching and funding.
Oh fuck, the Epstein shit. The Epstein shit, to be clear, is like a real issue. I'm not saying it isn't. Just conspiracy theorists have attached themselves to the least consequential things they can find within them to bolster the conspiracy theories they already believe, instead of looking at the real conspiracy afoot regarding the Epstein stuff.
That's the natural next step in this investigation. But this isn't a traditional MKUltra video. That's already been done 100 times.
This is an extra long waste of your time, MKUltra video.
I'm not trying to repeat it. But let's just remember the context here. So, if in 1962, you walked up to an American on the street and said, "Hey, did you know the CIA is secretly experimenting on citizens? Yeah, they're dosing people with LSD without their knowledge, and they're running personality erasure programs in university hospitals." What do you think that person would have said? They obviously would have called you insane.
Depends on the person.
They would have said there's no way the government's doing that, and that's a conspiracy theory. Well, now we know that they were wrong. It was.
That's a post hoc fallacy. Just because people in the past might not have known about something or dismissed it, and we later found out that it was real, does not imply that anything you claim right now as a conspiracy is inherently true. That's like a bullshit syllogism.
Was happening. They just didn't know. So my question isn't that complicated. If a program like that was running in secret then, what makes you think you would know if something like that was running right now? Because here's the thing. That part came after 1973. If it continued, it would have been a specific focus, not general psychological experiments.
Does this count as Cat makes an appearance? Nah. Wannabe says, "This sucks. I've been waiting for this video to play and now I have to go. I'm at work and duty calls. Sorry to hear it. You can watch the VOD later."
Something more targeted. Perhaps even on a larger scale. Trauma-based conditioning, starting early enough in childhood that the brain itself forms around it, for the purpose of creating people who carry programming that they don't know they carry. For insurance, for blackmail, for intelligence, for control.
Oh, by the way, I should say to his question earlier, how would you know they aren't doing something like this now? You don't, is the answer. I'm sure the CIA does all sorts of fucked up stuff that we don't know about and won't know about for decades, if ever, right now. But just because we assume they're doing bad things doesn't mean you can make up any conspiracy theory and just assume they're doing it. Sometimes, unfortunately, the answer is you don't have any evidence about it, so you don't really get to form an opinion as strong as you do about this. You could have questions, you could have ambiguity. You cannot definitively say, oh, well, they've done fucked up things, so the specific fucked up thing that I'm thinking about, they're definitely doing right now.
But the real question is, what is the blue butterfly? By the end of this video, you'll see it. I'm talking about a secret project that was wiped from the internet. And I'm going to show you that it never ended. This is Project Monarch. The name Project Monarch is not in any government document. The name itself may have been invented, a label invented to describe something real that operated under different internal names. But that's what makes this interesting. Because if the name is fake, then why is the topic censored?
What? What are you talking about? You just said you can't find anything with this project name. So you're assuming because you can't find it, it's censored? What if it's just made up? Like, I can make up something right now. Oh, there's an organization. They're called the Psycho Ranger Institute, and they're from the Philippines, and they plan on doing terrorist attacks at Formula One events in order to protest the treatment of mimes in American Samoa. If you Google that, nothing will come up. Does that mean that it's true and it's all hidden? Or does it mean I just made some shit up off the top of my head and there's no things related to that because it's made up? Absence of evidence isn't evidence?
Let me show you. First, search MK Ultra. Right?
Tea time tea.
You'll get Wikipedia.
Monarch butterflies aren't blue. Yeah.
You'll get
people don't. Yes.
articles.
Like, you're right, but it's not the biggest stupid thing. I don't know.
It'll explain everything. Confirmed, documented. Alright, now search Project Monarch. Notice the difference. You don't get a Wikipedia article talking about a program, you get a specific woman's name. And the first line of the page doesn't describe the history of it. It describes her as a conspiracy theorist who makes claims about a supposed government program.
Right, and I assume those claims are sourced because it's Wikipedia. They generally have sources. Would you disagree that she's a conspiracy theorist?
Then there's an academic quote already loaded on the page from a political scientist who specializes in conspiracy theories as a cultural genre. So,
what a cool job.
Positioning to destroy her credibility before you even read a single word of what she's written.
Would you be upset if you looked at Adolf Hitler's page and it said Adolf Hitler, a fascist world leader from 1930s and 40s Germany? Oh, you haven't even read any of his work. How can you call him a fascist? That's what you sound like, man.
This is actually different for other conspiracies. Search any other conspiracy, you get debunking articles.
Was that the first Godwin's Law of the episode? How long did that take? Hold on. 2 hours, 13 minutes for Godwin's Law. Not too bad.
Science explainers, cultural analysis. Sure, it might be hard to find the videos, but the normal treatment for something outside the mainstream. Project Monarch doesn't get that treatment. There's not one article on it.
It's just not that popular even as a conspiracy theory. Like, I've heard a few other conspiracy theorists talk about it, but not normally specifically that. It's always tied to, like, the MK Ultra stuff, right? It's just not talked about. It gets overshadowed by MK Ultra, and then they'll attach this to the side of it, basically.
It gets something more specific. It gets redirected to a single person with a preloaded discrediting mechanism. Everything else is essentially wiped on Google. Basically, the result isn't "this is dumb and not real." The result is, here is the person you shouldn't believe without even understanding what she said.
Go read what she said. I'm sure that's also sourced on the Wikipedia, but that doesn't mean people aren't going to make general descriptions of how she is considered by the field as a whole.
And then some random butterfly results.
Like, if her reputation is that she is a conspiracy theorist with unfounded views, why should she be described as anything other than that?
Okay, but what's strange is Google knows exactly what you're looking for when you type in Project Monarch. But look at the rest.
Does it?
Of the results. A butterfly science center, an app, a monarch migration tracking study.
Yeah, because I imagine there's a lot more results for things called Project Monarch that have nothing to do with the thing you're talking about.
It's not even acknowledging the conspiracy. It doesn't do what it does for every other conspiracy topic, giving you these skeptic articles. It does one thing and one thing only. It sends you to Kathy O'Brien. What you might not know is that Project Monarch is a pre-internet topic. It was being
no shit?
Discussed in 1995.
How fucking young is this guy? Like, I'm not even that old. I'm 32 and I'm aware of that. What the fuck?
That's over 30 years of material. There were entire YouTube channels devoted to this before the 2010s filter. Hundreds, if not thousands.
Sorry, him talking about like 2005 to 2010 YouTube as if it's this ancient thing cracks me the fuck up.
Thousands of videos. So if you remember the old internet.
95 isn't pre-internet, it's pre-web 2.0.
You know the genre was everywhere. Album covers, music videos, celebrity photo shoots, the butterfly imagery on everything. Now if you try to find it, it's been erased. So the question is, what if MKUltra didn't stop in 1973? What if it evolved for the purpose of creating people who were not aware of their programming?
What if I found as many butterfly images in pop culture as possible and posted them back to back as if it's evidence of my claims, even though it's a complete non sequitur and has nothing to do with the actual points I'm making?
This is what the internet has termed Project Monarch. The claim is that Project Monarch is a secret subset of MKUltra that continued after it was officially shut down. The focus is called alters, separate personality states that can be triggered and controlled independently from the person's primary conscious identity.
Manchurian Candidate stuff. Zoolander. Okay. Tea Time Tea says, why would anyone use butterflies as art or imagery if it wasn't a conspiracy? It's not like conceptually as symbols we have any meaning for butterflies. It's not like they symbolize change or beauty or transformation. They're just icky bugs.
The result is a person who doesn't know they carry it. The symbol the internet associates with all of this is the butterfly. Specifically, the monarch butterfly. A monarch is a ruler.
I'm gonna present to this guy the sound of thunder as if it's like some sort of like secret disclosure and our entire timeline, and it's conspiracies, the result of a time-traveling hunter stepping on a butterfly, and those in the know who want to maintain this deviant timeline use the symbol of the butterfly to signify their secret understanding and rulership of this realm. Or like people just like butterflies.
A king. Someone with total authority over those beneath them. If you were online in 2010, then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's everywhere. The butterfly, the checkerboard floors, the one-eye symbolism, the kitten print. Then around 2016, the genre just started disappearing. But keep in mind, the internet didn't come up with any of this. Before YouTube, there was a woman named Candy Jones. That was her stage name. Her real name was Jessica Wilcox. She was a successful model and a radio host. Under hypnotherapy, she revealed she had an alter named Arlene Grant.
You guys know my opinions about hypnotism, right? Sus!
A separate personality that had worked for the CIA without her primary identity ever knowing about it. Her husband documented everything.
And he wrote a book about it. Oh, no perverse incentives there.
Came out in 1976. before the internet, before Reddit, and YouTube.
Yeah, people had to spread crazy conspiracy theories using the printing press. Ancient times, those.
And then there's the woman who comes up every single time you search this topic. But she didn't find this on the internet. She lived it. Her name
Lilac Rosenberg says it's time.
Hello, Midwest genuinely. Michigan is one of the best states solely because they made my favorite ice cream flavors, Moose Tracks, and also Superman ice cream.
Hell yeah, Superman ice cream.
And they also have fudge, so like, I cannot hate Michigan. Now, Wisconsin has contributed nothing to anyone ever, and we should burn it down. Hello,
That's a cute VTuber avatar. Where'd we go? There it is.
Her name is Kathy O'Brien. Yes, the one result that comes up when you search this. Well, let's take a look at what she actually says. In 1995, she published a book called Transformation of America, written with her partner, Mark Phillips. What's interesting about this is, it's not like she posted this on some blog. She literally submitted it as a formal congressional disclosure. And the title isn't Transformation of America, it's Transformation. Also, her co-author Mark Phillips spent decades as a DoD subcontractor in behavior modification research. He signed an oath of secrecy. That's the man
It's so secret we all know about it.
who co-wrote this book, the man who opens it with a thesis. The thesis is bigger than just one survivor's story. He's arguing that mind control operates at two levels. The hard tier is what happened to Kathy. Trauma-based conditioning starting in childhood. Compartmentalized identities. We're talking about controlling people, from abuse victims.
Oh, I should also point out, back in the day when print was still a big thing for conspiracy theories, so like the 20th century, basically, past the 40s, it was kind of a whole genre of fake whistleblowers that would come out and write books or go to seminars and talks and make money and sell their books claiming to be whistleblowers. But it's pretty clear they're just full of shit. Like, many of them didn't even have the positions that they claimed to have had. Guessing this is one of those. I don't know if that guy had that government position or not in reality, but either way, I think he was taking advantage of it to try and make some extra money.
To politicians and celebrities. The soft tier is what's happening to everyone.
It's always interesting to me that conspiracy theorists do seem to understand the concept of perverse incentives, but they never apply that thought to conspiracy theorists who make money selling them things. It's interesting.
What else?
It's like a selective blindness.
You.
Sheeple on the bingo card for that image of a sheep person. That is for sure sheeple. Meh. 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 Meh.
You are under a trance. Look at the cover of the book. It's a map.
That's a bad book cover. That looks like a conspiracy theorist book cover, doesn't it? Graphic design is her passion.
To the United States with radio waves emanating across it.
Night, Miss Hire.
In her book, she says, quote, "To every American unaware of the mind control atrocities prevailing in this country, what Americans don't know is destroying them from the inside out." End quote.
No, that's dairy destroying me from the inside out. Close, though.
So Wikipedia has her titled as a conspiracy theorist. But you can see what they're doing. They're trying to show you the most craziest things that she says. But here's...
Yeah, you're gonna get judged by the craziest things you say. You think you get to just say insane things, and then when people point it out, you get to be, well, don't point that out. Like, no, that's... You are responsible for the things you say, and people are going to judge you based on those things.
Here's what Wikipedia left out. If she was in a room with handlers running documented trauma-based conditioning, then
we don't know if she was. I don't think she was.
What she experienced was whatever they staged her for. Performances designed to create memories so bizarre that no one would even believe them.
Or maybe she's just lying or delusional.
The most effective suppression is when the witness tells the truth, and the truth sounds insane. What she described was not abstract. She named specific programs, specific...
Okay, do you think that delusions have to be abstract? Absolutely not. Delusions can be incredibly detailed and specific. The idea that for something to be delusional, it has to be esoteric, vague, not detailed is just a lie. People create all sorts of, like, very detailed, intense fantasy lives in delusion, in fiction, all the time.
Specific handlers, specific locations, specific politicians, childhood trauma conditioning starting before age 5, compartmentalized personality states that could be triggered and controlled, a network that ran through military intelligence, through entertainment, and through political circles. But here's what specifically matters for this video. She described the conditioning architecture, and it has a template.
I hate that Alice in Wonderland visuals get used so often for conspiracy stuff. I've told you guys it's my favorite book of all time. I really love nonsense prose. And, makes me sad seeing these people use Alice in Wonderland like this. I don't think they've read the book. I don't think they've read the book.
A specific framework that programmers use to structure the alter system in child subjects. Are you ready to go down the rabbit hole? The blueprint.
Like, I understand that down the rabbit hole has become like a idiom that just kind of means like you're diving into something, you're going into a whole situation, learning a whole bunch of things or whatever. But like Alice didn't go into Wonderland and learn a bunch of stuff. It's just crazy shit happening to her. Like there's nothing in Alice in Wonderland that could really relate to conspiracy in the way that they try to imply, and it confuses me why they do so.
Is Alice. Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland from 1865. She said this was not a metaphor. This is the literal programming framework used across facilities.
You're aware that Alice in Wonderland, or Alice's Adventures in Wonderland as it's originally titled in the UK, is a book that was written by Lewis Carroll in like the 1800s, right? Long before any of these MK Ultra programs or anything. Let me see what year that even came out in the UK. Publishing date, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. 1865! 1865! A century before the fucking MK Ultra stuff.
Across decades, producing people whose primary identity has no access to what was built underneath it. Kathy O'Brien went public in 1995. She and Mark Phillips submitted it directly to Congress as former disclosure. And Wikipedia calls her a conspiracy theorist? Doesn't even mention that. Okay, but this is the part that matters for the timeline. When she went public in 1995, there was already an organization whose entire function, whether you think that was intentional or not, was to ensure that testimony like hers could never be taken seriously in court.
People wouldn't take it. I mean, there actually was a period where they were taking these, like, revealed memories seriously. This was, like, during the Satanic Panic that this got big, and that's how you ended up with the McMartin preschool incident that was a huge shit show, where a bunch of kids had false memories implanted in them by bullshit psychiatrists, just absolute scumbags. And they arrested, like, all the people working at this daycare, and then it all fell apart because none of it was true and the details didn't make sense. It was a whole shit show. A lot of people got hurt by that. So I am pretty skeptical of the idea of any sort of false or implanted memory or recovered memory story.
the false memory syndrome.
There's a pretty good movie about this, by the way, I think it's called Hail Satan or Praise Satan. It's a documentary that's about a specific person involved in the satanic panic and how her therapist, or psychiatrist rather, took advantage of her, got into a sexual relationship with her, implanted false memories of satanic trauma, and basically used her as a prop to promote his career and his hypotheses. He was a big piece of shit. Terrible person.
Foundation was found.
Broke basically every ethical guideline for a psychologist or a psychiatrist or therapist. Fucked up.
Founded in 1992.
Michelle remembers. I don't think that's the documentary I saw, but it might be about the same person.
Phillips names it in the book. He called it a well-funded organization with very questionable agendas.
There are still people who believe the McMartin preschool thing is real. Oh, I know. Conspiracy theorists consider it canon. They don't question it at all.
Academic confirmation that 2 CIA MKUltra researchers sat on its founding board didn't come out until...
Oh, that's the book? Gotcha.
Years later.
I actually haven't read that book.
They named it before anyone had documented why. 2 of the researchers on its founding board had something specific in common. Both had previously worked on CIA MKUltra sub-projects. And one of them, remember that 1953 letter I mentioned at the start of the video? The one proposing experiments on presumably unwilling subjects? The one the CIA called extremely fruitful? That was him. The same man. He was also separately appointed Jack Ruby's court psychiatrist in 1964. He declared Ruby mentally incompetent. The foundation provided expert witnesses in court, academics who testified that trauma survivors' memories are inherently unreliable, without ever...
No, not trauma survivors' memories. People who claim to be trauma survivors who had memories of trauma uncovered under hypnosis in psychological contexts. Not just victims. What a bullshit reframing of that. Fuck you. That actually makes me mad. That's not just that's disinformation, not just misinformation. You are actively contorting the story in order to make this person seem like a monster when they are not. Fuck you.
Having to engage the...
Altered Undying with a link. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try again. Oh, Michelle remembers. That's a cool cover, actually. Yeah, Lawrence Pazder, MD. Michael Smith. Christ almighty. The monstrous things people bring into this world for their own self-interests.
The content of what the survivors were saying. That ran for 27 years. But you know what's crazy?
If you read Bugliosi's book about the Kennedy assassination, he talks about Ruby's growing mental instability. Whoa, a guy who showed up to court and shot a guy wasn't mentally stable? I'm shocked. I'm not directing that at you, by the way. I'm directing that at conspiracy theorists.
The one who testified
the sarcasm.
Trial after trial that recovered memories cannot be trusted was a funded member of a research network that Epstein personally bankrolled.
Oh my god, why do they have to try and tie everything to this fucking guy now?
Tried as the first defense expert at Ghislaine Maxwell's trial against Epstein's own victims. The foundation dissolved on December 31st, 2019, the same year Epstein died, supposedly. This is the denial machine. But for now, what can we actually verify? In 1995, at a formal government advisory hearing called the ACHRE, the Advisory Committee on Human Radiation Experiments, 3 women testified under oath about CIA childhood mind control experiments conducted at Tulane University. A law professor named Alan Shefflin went on record afterward and said, quote, "Some of the information provided is absolutely true and could not have been derived from any published source." End quote.
some of is doing a lot of work in that sentence.
That testimony was excluded from the final report. Official reason? The subjects were too young. Now, I want to talk about the person with the largest voice talking about this right now.
Not Candace! Not Candace! I don't have the bandwidth for this!
Candace. Candace Owens has said things about this topic that no mainstream figure with her reach has ever said.
Boy, it sure would be a shame if she was crazy and wrong about everything, huh?
In February of this year, she named Project Monarch directly on camera. She said what began as Project Monarch and
she also said that Charlie Kirk was an X-Man who went to X-Man school
in Germany ultimately became MKUltra in America. She said there's zero reason to believe it stopped.
His power was distracting villains by spurting blood at them out of his neck.
So even she's saying this operation never ended. But here's the thing. Something isn't really sitting quite right with me. I just want to point out some things that you said because it ties in directly with what I'm investigating. I believe we're actually looking into the same thing. So her new series is The Bride of Charlie. In her opening episode, she calls it—
By the way, if I die in some horrifying way, you guys better make memes about it. Like, I know I'm not big like Charlie Kirk, but goddamn, meme it up. Do it. I give you permission.
The Wrinkle in Time. She framed the origin of Monarch in Germany. The implication is that it's foreign, imported, something that infected America from the outside. This is documented history. Operation Paperclip brought Nazi researchers into American intelligence programs.
It did. Fucked up.
Deliberately. MKUltra was built here, funded by American money, run by American officers. But it almost feels like the video makes this point of origin at Germany because, well, think about it, it moves the responsibility to the other side of the ocean. Okay, not that weird, but I noticed that. And then she made an episode a while ago called Project Looking Glass. Now immediately that title caught my eye without even watching it because if you know this community, that title suggests Alice in Wonderland programming.
No, Project Looking Glass is a conspiracy theory where they believe that Donald Trump has access to a machine that can let you see into possible futures and the past. They call it the Looking Glass. They call the project that developed it Project Looking Glass. They think it has connections to Donald Trump's uncle, who worked, I think, at MIT, who also had possession of certain Nikola Tesla notes or something.
The Looking Glass is the transition mechanism between primary identity and the alter, which is exactly what O'Brien was talking about. I suspect that someone on her team knew this and used this video as a means to cover the subject up. I'm not saying that's true. I don't know, no.
You thought Project Looking Glass was older than Trump's administration? It may be, but nowadays it's generally attributed and used by QAnon and QAnon-adjacent people in order to justify why the plan, why the storm is taking so long to happen, because they believe there's constant infighting between the white hats and the black hats, and they're kind of at a weird stalemate because the white hats have, you know, this device that lets them see into the future, but the black hats have all these resources and evil aliens and stuff. So they think they're in this, like, continual contest of, like, predetermination of being able to see the future versus alien resources. It's a whole bullshit thing. It's a whole bullshit thing.
But I'm saying that's what it seems like. Because look, she opens it with something real. She's going through the claim that Charlie Kirk was surrounded by handlers his entire life. People who shaped everything about him from the beginning. That is real and a valid thread. But then, out of nowhere, the episode pivots to a CIA program based on technology stolen from ancient Sumerians that let operators view future timelines.
The Sumerians did not have a single piece of technology we could not replicate today. Nothing against the Sumerians. Appreciate you, doing the whole civilization thing to really get us started. But that doesn't mean they're superior to us in any way. They were human beings in an ancient civilization. They did not have higher technology than we have today.
So CIA time travel.
Unless you consider using a reed to inscribe clay tablets to be the height of technology for some reason.
What's going on here?
I think about that a lot, how early civilization was like, had like clay tablets they would take notes on, and then thousands and thousands of years later, we've effectively recreated sort of the same ergonomic reality, but with phones? I don't know.
I thought she was going to talk about Project Monarch. This is the...
I guess as a human, it just feels real good to have a thing like this in your hand and to use it to keep track of things.
part that doesn't sit well with me. Listen to what she says in this episode.
They hate light. Alyssa writes, Kathy O'Brien would be a powerful interview. You have a platform to give her a stronger voice. I just finished her book, Transformation of America. Yes, I've heard about Kathy O'Brien. There are so many people that
A phone case that looks like a Sumerian clay tablet would actually be a pretty cool phone case.
could speak to. I know about Project Monarch. We've spoken about it on this show as being the precursor to what the Nazis did here, which was all about traumatizing children.
So you do know about her, and you just so happened to mention her in the Looking Glass video? You know about Project Monarch. But I don't see why you haven't connected this to Erica. Is Erica and Alice? Now here's what Candace is actually investigating right now.
Is there a reason we're was it for the tramp stamp? Because there's butterfly? Oh, they're butterfly tramp stamp. Yeah, that's an aggressively, like, early 2000s tattoo. Oh my god. What a shame. Dillis Filler says Sumerians had that always connected grind set.
Alice? Now here's what Candace is actually investigating right now. She's looking at Romania, specifically at Erica Kirk and her charity, Romanian Angels, which operated in Constanța, Romania beginning in 2012. Romania is in the Epstein files.
A whole country was implicated.
There's a JP Morgan wire instruction where Epstein personally directs his banker to send $10,000 to Banca Transylvania in Iași, Romania, for, and I'm quoting, the girl from Romania. In another email, he writes to billionaire
It's Mina.
Tom Pritzker about the girl from Romania that you met at my house, and asked if there's a starting position at one of the Pritzker's Hyatt hotels. Now look at Erica's charity work in Constanța.
Where are the Carpathian Mountains again? I know they're somewhere. They're somewhere around one of those places. Ask and you shall receive. It exists. I guess I'm not so... Oh, wait, what? Etsy won't let me see Etsy! Etsy, why have you done this? How could this happen to me? I've made my mistakes. Got nowhere to run. Why can't they let me into Etsy?
She
Romania? Okay.
Personally thanks a U.S. Army colonel by name in her own promotional video. Colonel Otto Busher III, who commanded the Black Sea Area Support Team at Mihail Kolgani-Shanu Air Base. In 2019, a former base translator...
You guys want to see what I used to think was the funniest video on the internet? Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, let me go back.
Look at Erica's charity.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn this to the bingo card while I find it. There was like a year where I thought this was the funniest video on the internet. This was uploaded like 11.
Work in Constanța. She personally thanks a U.S. Army
Things overthought. I'll take a look.
colonel by name in her own promotional video. Colonel Otto Busher III, who commanded the Black Sea Area Support.
Oh, that's okay. Looks like it's just printed on there, unfortunately, but it's better than nothing.
Team at Mikhail Kolgany Shanu Air Base. In 2019, a former base translator filed a criminal complaint alleging Busher ran a prostitution and trafficking ring out of that base involving girls as young as 16.
Gross.
The investigation was closed because the NATO Status of Forces Agreement gave jurisdiction to the United States. He was never prosecuted.
Gross.
This is the colonel she's thanking on camera for helping deliver gifts to orphans? In January 2026, Erica launched her speaking tour at Harvest Christian Fellowship, Pastor Greg Laurie's church. 4 months earlier, 22 federal lawsuits were filed against that church alleging that former pastor Paul Havsgard sexually abused.
Wait, does he? It's interesting that he's conspiracying about this instead of recognizing that Turning Point USA, Erica Kirk, and the people surrounding them are grifters and bad people. Like, this isn't a conspiracy. You've just looked at right-wing grifter culture and found a pocket of shitty scam artists. It's not really a conspiracy in the way you're discussing. It's more just a fucked up part of the current political and economic landscape of the United States that political grifters are making bank right now.
Used and trafficked children at church-sponsored homes in Romania from 1998 to 2008? The lawsuits cite the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Church leadership was warned in 2004 that Havsgard was a PDF. They kept him because he was, and this is from the filing, too important to fundraising.
You can say pedophile.
Now here's the part Candace almost found. Her Romania research led to a DoD contractor. And she's reading this company description aloud on camera. She says, disruptive cyber technologies for applications in relationship to the way humans think. But what's weird about it is, after reading this, she starts randomly laughing and calls it a word pretzel. It almost seems like her script told her to laugh there because that reaction made no sense. It wasn't a word pretzel.
Again, she's just like a crazy person.
Disruptive cyber technologies in relationship to the way humans think. That is a description of programmable cognition. That's what this video is about. She was staring directly at it and she laughed. Okay, but that company is called Easy Tech International. It was founded by Lori Fransve. That's Erica Kirk's mother. So listen to this and tell me if you think it's weird.
Relative to sustainability of critical infrastructure protection. Blah, 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 supercalifragilistic, big word, sustainability, big word, sustainability, vocabulary word, ta-da, technology, tech, it's so high tech, you have to have a highly technical BS mind to think that that makes any sense. Like I said, these people are not smarter than you, that ruler than us. They're just...
You can just play her at normal speed. I've watched her entire videos on stream. She doesn't copyright strike it.
We're corrupt, but that's absurd. Nothing, it's just a word pretzel. We're in a pretzel, she's saying a lot of words, and she keeps throwing in sustainability. In the middle, it's like sustainability, sustainable functional way to monitor the sustainable functional technologies and working with the Department of Defense to do supercalifragilistic things. Okay, Lori. Okay. Love to interview her or Erica to deeply understand it. I just want to get real cerebral with them, you know? Explain it to me like I'm two.
Well, it does make sense. Let me explain it to you. So by episode 3, she reveals that Lori is Erica's mother. Lori runs DoD-connected companies. The family's chasing government defense contracts. Fort Huachuca is an intelligence base. There's a web of shell companies. Then, by episode 6, she reads the literal description of mind control technology, disruptive cyber technologies for applications in relationship to the way humans think, from the company's bio, and she's doing this on camera, and she just laughs it all off. You had all the pieces. The DoD contracts, the intel base, now the company description that literally describes programmable cognition.
It's just interesting to me seeing a conspiracy theorist foment a conspiracy theory about a different conspiracy theorist, because that conspiracy theorist put together a bunch of disparate information into a different form of conspiracy theory than the way he put together this disparate information into a narrative conspiracy theory.
and you're just gonna
They're just competing narratives with the same set of facts, if you will.
laugh? Either she doesn't understand what she's reading, or she was told to move past it. There's no third option that makes sense here. Erica's public narrative is that she was raised by a single mom. Her mother founded a DoD defense contractor. Her mother runs the E3 Tech Group.
You could be a single mom and work for the Defense Department. Like, I don't know either way what the reality of Erica Kirk's, like, situation was being raised. But what a weird thing to say, as if you can't be a single mom and have a career that's, like, at the Department of Defense? What?
Which builds EMP hardened technology for the Department of Defense, tested at Fort Huachuca, a military intelligence.
In his head, does he think, like, single moms in my head as an archetype are poor and struggling? So the idea that someone is a single mom and has a successful career is suspicious for some reason because it doesn't fit the mold of the archetype for a single mom to him?
Space. Her father was a program research director at the same company. Her grandfather, Carl Kenneth Franzwey, was a U.S. Army captain with a Silver Star and a Bronze Star, who served as vice president of manufacturing at the American Bank Note Company, the firm that printed currency for over 100 countries. So 3 generations: defense, intelligence, and currency? Before she even married Charlie
That's
Kirk.
not even the same color blue. It's not the same kind of dress. That's not it. Those dresses aren't similar in any way. This is a very man conspiracy theorist observation. Because I don't think anyone who wears dresses would look at this and go like, yeah, those are the same dress. They're completely different. They're completely different in every way. The only thing similar is they're both dresses, but they're completely different. Oh, boy.
Erica was in the entertainment industry. Miss Arizona USA 2012, a Trump-owned pageant. She's even in a country music video. She worked as a model, an actress, and a casting director in New York and China.
She's in show business. That's what she wanted to do, and now she's taking advantage of her dead husband by using his position at his company in order to give herself more of a public-facing position to make money and be the public face of something.
At 24, she appeared in an EMP documentary alongside former CIA Director James Woolsey, so in her mother's exact field. She starred in an unreleased film called November Renaissance, about nanotechnology, mind control, and programmed assassins. Parts of that film were shot at Fort Huachuca.
Oh, that looks like a low budget sci-fi film. I am not surprised it did not get released.
Chuka, the same military intelligence base where the mother has DoD contracts. Right country, right target. The CIA can time travel, but the idea that Project Monarch is happening right now, affecting every single American, is completely insane, right? The thing is, what if this is beyond Erica? Imagine being born into this system. And I'm not saying she's innocent. I'm just saying, I think you and Erica have more in common than you realize. You both came through the same pipeline. You want to solve this? The documents are here. The EFTA IDs are on the screen. And it's
What's
not
the
from
tattoo? It's a tramp stamp with butterflies.
Germany. Not time travel.
It's a lower back tattoo with butterflies. I probably shouldn't use... I grew up in the early 2000s, so the term tramp stamp is, like, very normalized to me, but that's actually a very sexist... Sorry, I just was like, oh yeah, that's not okay. Lower back tattoo. Sorry.
If you're free to follow where they actually go, follow them. Now let me show you the real Looking Glass. A modern 2026 example of how Project Monarch is happening today. This is why we need to keep this knowledge alive. It's time to wake up. Once you see the blueprint, you can't ever go back. Have you guys been seeing Alyssa Liu?
Yeah?
At first, honestly, I thought nothing of it. She has good energy, it was a creative performance. I mean, there's no reason to deny that. She just won gold at the 2026 Winter Olympics.
It's so interesting that you never hear about, like, competitive figure skating, except during the Olympics, and then everyone cares. Nothing wrong with it. It's just interesting how some sports are like that. Like, people only give a shit at the Olympics.
First American woman to win individual figure skating gold in over 20 years. So this is going viral right now, but I want to talk about the gala performance. This is the one that's really going viral. I'm sure you guys have seen it. The one that gets the edits. She skated to Stateside by Pink Panthers, and she copied the choreography from the music video. Notice the blue dress. Her name is Alyssa. 5 letters. That's etymologically linked to Alice. Now you may think that's a reach. Well, let's do a breakdown of Pink Panthers' new Stateside video, because by the end of this video, it will be clear as day. So this is what America represents. This is literally happening right now. This is what we're promoting at the Olympics?
I don't understand. What am I supposed to see in this image that's bad? There's literally not a single controversial thing in this frame. It's a music video. You have the singer, who is a woman, in kind of a cute outfit, shows her off. Again, have you been disconnected from music videos since the 1980s? Like, I don't understand. None of this is avant-garde for a music video so far.
Now, this is what we're promoting at the Olympics?
I don't understand. What?
If you don't believe it, go watch the Stateside video if you haven't. Pink Panthers is presented as a sexualized robotic doll, posed behind glass in a shop window, on display, lifeless until the music starts. Guys, this is clearly
Do you think that this is the only video that's ever shown someone to be some kind of automaton and have something to do with sex? I don't even know if that's an accurate description of the video, by the way. You ever heard coin-operated boy?
MK Ultra. You know what to look for now that I showed you in
It's a good song, by the way.
Part 4. If you're in denial, go watch Part 4 first. The thing is they've gotten way better at hiding it. But still, they're just too on the nose. This is Alice programming. You see the checkerboard floor? 2 secret pillars? They know you know. They're just being more creative with it. Taking you behind the veil, behind the stage. Instead of black and white for the checkerboard, they did red and white. And the black and white instead gets added to the cross. Notice the keys in the background. It's the same.
Bro took Mannequin way too seriously. He actually hasn't seen it, but the only movie he's watched for the last 30 years was Mannequin 2 on the Move. Still refuses to watch Mannequin, weirdly enough. He says it will ruin Mannequin 2 on the Move. I don't know what he means by that. It's provocative, though.
Same symbolism. They're just using proxy swapping. Regardless, this is clearly sexualized. What's the issue? The issue is the sexualized doll imagery mixed with MK Ultra imagery. And it's being promoted to young women through Alyssa. They are singing the song, and subconsciously, they are programmed, but the surface level personality is not aware of it. In the room, there are several phallic symbols. In the room, there are several phallic symbols.
Big Ben. Phallic symbol. I have never once looked at Big Ben. I know Big Ben is the clock, not the tower. I know. I have never looked at this fucking clock tower and thought, that looks like a penis. What an insane thought. If you've ever looked at Big Ben, the tower and the clock, and thought, that's phallic, you're thinking about dicks too much. You are thinking about dicks so much.
And notice the blue star. Now you may think that's a reach if I told you that's hinting towards the blue butterfly. But wait. This entire music video is disorienting, fast-paced flashes, and subliminal sexual imagery that you can only see frame by frame, like with this blonde on the pole. Go watch the video, that's only up for a few frames. Is it right? I don't know. Yeah, you're taking my control. Listen to the lyrics. They're telling you, literally.
That line is clearly about Big Ben is the bell. Okay. The line is about a sexual situation from the perspective of someone who is more submissive in a sexual situation. And in that context, the feeling of someone being in control of you is a positive one. That is something that you consider appealing. So it's not about world governments controlling you. It's about your partner being dominant and being in control of a sexual situation. I think that's pretty clear. I don't know what to tell him.
Girls being trafficked around the world. Mind-controlled sex slaves with altars. Hidden person.
You think this video has anything to do with that? Isn't just another song about boning? What percentage of songs ever written have been about sex?
AKA.
Not counting just love songs. It has to have some sort of actual, like, reference to sex or implication of sex.
Project Monarch. That's what this video is encoded with. This blonde woman, Zara, represents Pink Panther's alter trigger ego. When activated, she becomes Alice. Notice all the postcards. The postcards? Those are the real story. She's being pushed around the world. This is the American dream? The lyrics aren't even that coded. She opens freezing outside. Her coat, her identity, her cover is inside. She left it behind. She's exposed. She's going stateside, flying to America for a guy. But it's stateside. She's entering a new state of mind. And they connect the two on purpose. You can be my American. Who's the American? She's British, being transported. The American is the handler.
Nope, it's the person that she's hypothetically having sex with in the song.
She wants him to be her identity anchor. I tracked your plane ride for when you're in tonight. She's monitoring his flight schedule?
Because she wants that dick. It's a song about some sort of long distance thing and you finally come together. And it's an intense sexual experience because they were presumably talking for a while before the trip. It's about sex.
That's subject tracking before
Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, do you think there's a finite amount of media critical thinking to go around in the world, and the worse some people get at media literacy, others think hypercritical of media to the point of conspiratorial thinking? No, I just think people's brains are fucked up.
The handlers are...
Or more likely, our educational system has failed entire generations of people. Probably that one.
Rival. Never been abroad before. Now I'm knocking through your door. Naivety. First time crossing. No one treats me this way. That's the recruitment line. The grooming.
No, this is all about, again, this like sexual relationship.
Are all boys out here the same? Yeah, because it's not about individual men. It's a system. And she's flying intercontinental. Not just to America, across the continents. They had the audacity to make Alyssa dance this in front of millions of people.
No one made her do it. I assume her and her team decided on it and did the routine. Like, you know they develop their routines, right? They choose it.
Don't believe it? Then explain to me why this video is filled with butterflies.
Because butterflies are a cutesy symbol. Like, a lot of the things here are kind of cutesy symbols that you might relate to something cute, or kitty, or like chibi. I don't know how to describe it. Stuff you might see in like a teenage girl's room.
You can't run.
Especially the Swedish flag. Is that the Swedish flag? That's my guess. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments.
From it. This is Project Monarch. At the 1 minute mark, the entire music video gets flooded with butterflies. Right around the time
I called that? Holy shit!
The blonde girl comes in. Alice, the trigger personality. Her altar for her sexual doll state. That's not metamorphosis. That's mind control symbolism. Don't you get it? This is so much bigger than just the files. This is the mass sexual programming of women.
Famously, women have not been sexualized in media up until very recently.
A girl named Alyssa.
Do you guys remember that fucking weird commercial from the early 2000s? What famous actress was it? Was it Jessica Simpson? Like someone washing a car. Was it this? This shit was like half the ads in the early 2000s. Do young people not know this?
With a
Younger people?
split hot dog and kettle cooked potato chips, it's the most American thick burger.
Like random, like big titty women in ads was like a normal thing. Women have been sexualized in media for a long time.
Alice in a blue dress with striped hair at the most watched sporting event on earth, performing a song built around sexual monarch control. And the entire world watched it and applauded. She's so amazing. That shows you how layered this is. This isn't new. It's been in your face for over 60 years.
Dilla Spiller says, in case you missed it, Peter Thiel is fleeing to Argentina, much like his historical heroes.
Alice programming. However, what you just saw with Pink Panthers belongs to a specific category of programming. The Alice programming has a wide range of application, but for sex programming, the internet has a specific name for this type of programming. It's called kitten programming. The programming has a hierarchy, like a monarch, not just for the masses, but also for celebrities. Let's start with the first mind-controlled celebrity.
Alright, we're about halfway into this video, so that's where we'll pause it since we're at the end of the stream. M. Scheffler with 100 bits says, I feel attacked. These commercials were fire. Were they? Okay. Anyway, we are done for the day. Thank you everyone for having another wonderful tinfoil day with me. I had tons of fun looking at weird stuff across the internet with y'all. I will be back tomorrow. I have a party to go to in sort of the early afternoon, but I will be here in the late afternoon or evening to do a stream. Not sure what we'll do yet. Maybe some sovereign citizens. Maybe we'll do that stream where we look at racists getting arrested. That might be fun. So let's see who we're gonna raid. What's online VCR doing?
It's really real, and when you feel it, you can
They're on a break right now.
Against time for the U.S. Coast Guard.
We'll raid the 27 Club. Alrighty, have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow, and I will be here Sunday as well. So I look forward to seeing you through the weekend. Have a great evening, everyone. Hope you get some good dinner, And, sorry, Dillis Filler, if you remind me, next time I can do that. Actually, you know what? I have time. We've raided 27 Club before, and they're great. But you recommended someone, and I like to do new people if I can. So we will raid this person doing Dead by Daylight. Yeah, if at the end of the stream you guys ever have anyone you want me to raid that you're a fan of, feel free to tell me. I know I raid a lot of the same people. It's just because I don't know a ton of people on Twitch. But yeah, if you ever have decent people that you think should be exposed to more people, just let me know. All right, have a great night, everyone. See you soon.